everybody. That was Monday Night Raw. Wow. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Don't miss out on the rest of this video, everything we're going to talk about tonight, plus my daily wrestling videos. I'm live after every single WWE event. 59,500 subscribers, 6 years. We're ready to go, man. Subscribe to the JCS community here, and welcome to the show. Oh my God, man.
Over 50 million views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks! CNN masturbated all fucking day.
Give it a hell yeah!
Hey Joe, hey Jay. Thank
Dude,
God I had school during hashtag crown wank. I didn't miss anything but this hashtag wanker series looks lit as fuck. Also, can we talk about as soon as Jinder came out they cut to the DX promo line. Hashtag more corporate bliss, hashtag idol dick ups.
I wanna kill myself! If I think it sucks, I tell you!
The Joe Cronin Show.
Yo. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Wake up from your comas. Wake up from your goddamn comas. Because this is the Joe Cronin Show, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna get weird tonight. Are you ready?
I said, are you ready?
Somebody call Mustang Man so he can listen to the review. Oh, man. Anyway, let me unmute Jake and Jesse who are in the chat here. All right.
I think you had to unmute you for a minute.
Yeah, it's probably because I was playing music. You usually can't hear it.
We couldn't hear shit. It was
You never can. You never can. It's nothing new.
Ever.
It's nothing new.
Well, usually I can hear you, so
No, you
it's like
can't.
weirded me out for a second.
Not when I play music. Not until you guys can hear it. When I play music, it's all just jumbled shit. Until
like
it comes through. Yeah.
You know?
Monday.
Well, not our show. The show we just watched.
Monday Night Manchester.
Well, I like the crowd, dude. That was sick. You know, they were a good crowd.
Crowd's always excellent when they're overseas. You know, they don't get to go there often, so it's top-notch fans. You know, it's expensive.
The Elias thing was good. Like everything else was kind of like every other week, but I don't know.
God damn, it was just. I was like sleepy. This whole, I mean, I can't be the only one that almost falls asleep during these shows.
No, certainly not.
What was this?
And the thing is, like, there's good moments, but I don't want it to feel like, oh, it's too little, too late. The thing is, like, Elias was good. Rhonda's promo was one of her best, I think.
Why is Rhonda allowed to speak like a human? And nobody else
gets silenced, yeah, and
everybody else reads from a robot script, but yet she's allowed to be like, "I'm a natural-born killer." Like what?
That's baffling. But they're seemingly now attempted to tell stories and build feuds. I hope it's like not too late. You know, we have 2 weeks until Survivor Series. And everything gets compounded and rushed into 2 weeks of time. I mean, that's the problem. So any feud that you're building here is on the extreme fast track. The crowd made tonight more exciting. Absolutely, it always works that way. That's for sure. You know, and there were certain things that worked tonight and that were good. There are a lot of
really happened
moments
tonight?
though that made no sense.
I mean, dude, let me tell you, first I'm going to go grab my coffee in a second, because if I don't have it, I'm going to pass out doing this show. But here's the thing. This show, I mean, dude, this show started with like it's time for bed, dude. I know it's time for bed because lots of people didn't watch Raw tonight because they knew it was taped, so they read the spoilers and they said, I'll watch Monday Night Football or whatever. It's evident by the amount of people watching right now. I have 800 people in here. We normally have 1,200. I'm sure that we'll have 1,000. It's by the time we get going here, but it just tells me I know hundreds of people went to bed because this was just so. It was one of those really bad shows, I think.
Yeah, and I didn't want to fall asleep tonight, so I'm like, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid spoilers.
Well, plus Shanzu spoiled the tag thing for me.
Well, WWE spoiled it themselves.
They
WWE tweeted out. Yeah, they tweeted out.
Oh my God!
I saw your tweet, Jake.
I was like, come
on.
And then the app itself had push notifications letting people know that there was the tag team title change, and
we gotta shut that shit off.
Say, okay, I won't watch. I guess I won't watch then, you idiots. By the way,
that was my opinion. I was like, come on. I did my best to stay away from spoilers, and you guys yourselves tweeted out, and it's like...
That was the type of win that the Revival should have had, by the way, a 2-on-1 for the belts. Like, the AOP should have killed somebody for the belts. That, I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad they've got the belts, but...
What the fuck does that stand for anyway? Like, Artist of Pain or some shit?
Yeah, Authors of Pain.
Oh, okay. Got it.
They didn't earn shit though, so it's like it's kind of ridiculous. By the way, I did see the donation come in, man. I'm gonna replay that donation. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below. As always, super chat's available, and we'll get your alerts on screen. We'll get what you guys have to say on screen, and we'll talk about it here. And I just want to quickly say that the first part of the show tonight is brought to you by the executive producers of JCS, 3K Support, and more. Brian Himmelfarb, Justin Mcneil, DMOON, The Bear, Gorilla Strong, Nikki T, the Goon, Schleppy, I think I said the Goon. Do I have Goon on there twice? Oh, no, I got once. Schleppy, TNA Better Than WWE, LukeNDfan, NullDeath, ABELsalasJR, Jr., Bad Omen, 666, WoolhatDemon, Shell, AruShinchu, and Lemon. All the people that made the show possible the last few years, over 3K in donation support. Plus the associate producers of the Joe Cronin Show, JCS patrons that are $25 and above on Patreon. Justin Mcneil, Jim Case, Frog Kid, BigBadAds, Sav King, V2ofDoom VITO, Brian Himmelfarb, Marz Mira, Coop The Comedian, The Bear, Cameron Sinclair, Tyler Lewis Floyd, Nicky J, and SoCom Kastle. Thank you guys, $25 patrons and up, executive producers and associate producers of the Joe Cronin Show. I'm going to grab my coffee. Jake, why don't you start with the opening of Raw? At first, I thought it was going to be exciting, and it kind of was. Like, they started generating some buzz, especially by the time Braun came out. I was like, ooh, this kind of is exciting a little bit. I mean, like very Stone Cold-esque almost, but it wasn't even close, though. But I started getting, like, a warm vibe, and I couldn't wait to see what happened. And then it kind of just fizzled into nothing. So I don't know.
See, I want to hear more on that with you when you get back, because to me it was the complete opposite. I was so against the opening.
Well, what I'm saying is I had a warm feeling, like it felt like, okay, this could be good, but then it just fizzled out. But
yeah,
you
I didn't
take it
even
away.
get
I'll be listening.
that type of like nostalgia kick or warm feeling. I got none of that. We start off the show. The crowd is white hot. Obviously, we're live and live in Manchester, England, at the Manchester Arena.
Miss Raw, not feeling good.
We go
AOP
ahead
doesn't
and
deserve
Corbin's
titles.
out there
Raw has no
talking
main
about everything
event
that
build.
transpired
Shit
at
is
Crown Jewel.
depressing.
Jake,
Sup, Joe, Jesse,
I like
and
the
Jake.
lady.
Hang on a second. Hang on a minute.
Hold on, we got donations.
You guys are talking over each other. Hold on.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought I paused the donations. SoCom Kastle. What's up, man? I'll play that again in a second for you. I'll play the donations in a second. I paused them. Feel free to drop in your donations now, and we'll play them in a minute here. All right, you guys are good.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hate when we can't hear yet. So, we get live, from the Manchester Arena. And what were you saying, Jesse?
I was gonna say I never liked Baron Corbin, but I liked if anything about the first, like the beginning. I think what was it, Bliss? Was that who was with him?
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, she did. Like, if it wasn't for her being halfway decent, I would have just really not liked that whole thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Her coming out there and kind of being stuck in a spot where she can't compete at this point in time. Really, I'm enjoying her interim GM role that she's fulfilling. I think she does well. She gets the crowd going. She's good on the mic. She has always been good with promos, so it's good for her to kind of fall in that role in the meantime while she's recovering. And at least it's better at least they're utilizing people when they're not able to fulfill the rest of their duties. That's what we want to see. Give a job to everybody, not to some. Problem is, like you said, you don't care for Baron Corbin, and I want to like him. I like him as a heel, but I just don't need him as the authority figure. If he wants to make matches, fine, but excuse me, this whole, I said it on Twitter before too, the authoritative heel figure that meddles in everybody's business. This feud is old enough to drink, somebody said, and it's a great point, you know? We see it time and time again. This angle is just, it is. This angle's been there forever. It's as old as wrestling itself, it feels like. You know, we've seen the corporation stop Stone Cold and The Rock, and, you know, we've seen the Authority itself go ahead and get involved with John Cena and you know, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. And then we see it, you know, with People Power and Lord, you know, I'm just done with it. It does nothing for me. It lacks any creative direction. It epitomizes lazy writing.
I can't believe they're still doing the Authority thing after this long.
Yeah, like, I mean,
it's not like it's didn't they even stop the McMahon Helms, the whole fucking thing they had going back in the day? Didn't they stop that after a while?
They did, and that's what was great about it. If you want to have somebody running Raw, you know, okay, fine. Let them make decisions. They don't have to be heel or face per se. Let it just come down the middle, you know, have them stay away. They can make the matches, but they don't need to be involved in every story or storyline decision. And that kind of worked with Mick Foley for a little bit. Or have it be
good, for fuck's sake. Like, it's really been done for the sake of it and filling time.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's infuriating because we get the same results. There's always somebody trying to overthrow the evil dictatorship that is controlling and ruining every opportunity that they get. So Braun gets a chance at the belt. What happens? You know, it's not a fair fight because the Authority or whoever's in that commanding role steps in and costs him the chance. Now he spends the next few weeks trying to go ahead and get revenge on the Authority figure. And it's just stale. It's boring. And the crowd wants to see, you know, the retribution and the revenge angle, but we know it's not coming. And that's the problem. You know, it's time and time again, it just doesn't get delivered upon. So everybody's at the top of the ramp. They have all the stars, you know, on the Titantron area, and they're basically announcing the matchup for Survivor Series. They're saying that Corbin noted that Shane McMahon stole the World Cup tournament, and that will be addressed by Stephanie herself next week.
Were they I just heard a little bit of that. I don't even know if it was that part of the night or if it was another part of the night where they were mentioning it. But they made him sound heelish.
He is. I mean, Joe addressed this in a solo video the other day as well, which if you haven't seen, make sure you go back and check out on his channel.
I think I remember us talking about, or you guys talking about it, and that's what I was wondering tonight because they.
Yeah, we had brought it up on Out of Nowhere. They are turning him heel with this whole angle, which I think is a bit silly. We already have a heel McMahon.
It is a dumb heel. It's because when I heard it, I'm like, well, that's a dumb reason to go heel.
Yeah, I mean, there's
going to be that's just like what a wiener.
Exactly. I mean, it's just ego driven at the end of the day, and it's certainly
what a wiener.
His amount of celebration.
Hashtag that to Shane. Just what a wiener.
What a wiener. Yeah, definitely a wiener schnitzel, but it's a bit dog shit. It really is. You know, now we have to have
dog shit. It is, you know.
It is. We got to have them. You know, these blokes running wild on both shows, and it's frustrating. It is. You got Shane on one show, going to be the heel now. We already have Stephanie here. Yeah, I mean,
you really think he's going heel? I feel like that Raw is going to treat him like a heel.
It's like bubblegum heel. It's bullshit.
Yeah, because that's like because with Shane going heel, they're going to go ahead and it's going to be the same on both shows now.
I just don't get why. Like, if you wanted to make him heel, I just feel like against Dolph.
Why make him heel at all?
Yeah, why not just do the whole Raw, SmackDown? Raw versus
I don't know if you
SmackDown,
heard it while you were gone, Joe, but I said, you know, this whole authoritative heel figure that just gets into everybody's business and is constantly meddling, it's beyond exhausted. It's just tiresome. It's overplayed. We don't need, you know, somebody in the GM spot to go ahead and constantly be involved in the decisions and you know, ruining matches. If they had somebody just strictly making matches, you know, coming out, they make the matches and that's it, it'd be okay, but here we constantly see them getting involved. You know, they've ruined the matches as we saw at Crown Jewel. That's why, you know, Braun Strowman lost. He got hit in the face with the belt.
Yeah, there's sort of
it's just tiresome.
They're sort of trying something sort of different with Baron Corbin. Like they're trying to do the whole, like rather than the GM who's the evil GM or, you know, owner of the company type of deal. It seems like they're really trying to go with the whole like you know, like the bad guy in an 80s or 90s comedy movie or something. Like, you know, like he's like the bad.
That's what it feels.
Like,
yeah,
he's like the mean guy in Caddyshack or something. Like, it's just like that's what they're going, or like the spoiled brat son of the company or something like that. They're going with that sort of thing.
Yeah, because he still
but when they
to
did it
Stephanie,
years ago, though, it had more like substance to it. I know that things weren't as known about them back then, but this doesn't feel like it feels goofy as hell. It's kind of like when DX came back the first time.
It ain't as bad as AJ Lee, though. I'll tell you that. So I'm good with it. But it's just, and it's better than
I didn't
Angle.
hate that as much, but
I'm glad.
That's also because I was so tired.
Oh God,
I was so tired of all the celebrities that when AJ was finally in charge, it was
yeah.
Like
but I don't know how you could like
small
that.
breath of fresh air.
I don't know how you could like that better
celebrity
than
shit. Thank God.
She just didn't seem like even she was the GM. At least Baron Corbin feels.
Skip to the ring, little whore.
Yeah, skip to the ring like a hooker you are. I feel like he is the GM though. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel.
That works in like a porno, but not as the fucking GM. I never liked it.
What's that?
Oh, just her whole presence when she was the AJ thing.
Oh yeah, just suck on a lollipop and just be in the back and do your thing, and we'll talk about you.
I'm just tired of Baron Corbin. He's going to be in a match. He's going to take on Angle, and then we go ahead. Oh, you're not facing me tonight. And I understand why they're doing it. It's just. It's boring. It's predictable. It's lazy. I didn't
think they were going to end with it either. That's pretty crazy.
That's the thing too. Out of everything they could have highlighted tonight with, they should have had Elias go on last if they needed something, to be a bit of a higher note. The crowd was so receptive to him. And
that was a really good segment.
That was a segment of the night. So I mean, it's just baffling that that's what they decided to go with. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth for all the wrong reasons, not for what they were trying to convey.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, call back, man. Call back, Dan. Dan's calling in. Dan, call back, bro. I think I had to add you on Skype. Make sure you add me on Skype before you call. I think I accepted your friend's request, so just call back, Dan. You'll get on here. I'm assuming Dan went there. I'll invite him to the call. Actually, he might have gone there tonight.
There we go. Yeah, see what he had to say.
But yeah, so I mean. Going into this, so yeah, I didn't really like the opening segment, and then the killer was the next segment. I believe was that women's tag match again with these women.
And
oh my God,
I like the fact that Alexa Bliss is at least being utilized as the team captain for Raw.
You gotta get her on TV.
That works well. She's good at it. The match, no one wants to see this repeated yet the fuck again, like you said, with the Riot Squad and Natalia. But the match didn't. There was no decision. The match didn't end. The fans started.
What the hell was that? What happened?
The glasses got broke. She started crying and dribbling snot on her face like you do as a joke. She was serious though. With the snot dripping off her lip. Yeah. Let's zoom in on that. Now, her sobbing was me wishing I was deaf at that point. Like, it was just so ridiculous. I could be blind and look away, but I could still hear it. It just infuriating. I understand they were trying to go for an emotional moment by breaking the glasses, but if they had if they set this up months ago, we're like, oh, her dad gave her the glasses and she made them important every other time. They just shoehorned that in quickly tonight to try and inject a little bit of emotion.
Oh, I thought there was something like that. See, I missed that call out, so I didn't. I was like, I assumed.
Yeah, there was no callback. There was, they never set it up. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they never once. They should have showed this weeks ago. Where like, oh, the glasses mean so much, and and she showed them off going down to the ring. And
did she say anything before the match? Like, I'm wearing my dad's glasses tonight or something.
No, nothing.
No, okay, yeah. Well,
that's why I'm saying. So the crowd sees her break the glasses, and they're like, "Oh,
why are we supposed to care about this?" Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, people. Yeah, exactly. People put two and two together, knowing that her father passed away recently, but it could have been any.
So, like, the only people that knew were the ones on TV, right?
Basically, those that could hear the announcers say, "Those are Neidhart's glasses."
Sucks.
Hey, Dan, were you there tonight, man?
Nah, I was watching at home. All I gotta say is, who fucking writes this stuff? I mean, it's so frustrating. They're turning Kurt Angle into an old person who's going to be going on a losing streak. I can see that from a mile away. He's getting, if you ever heard of Tony Garea, he's getting to be Tony Garea now. Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
He's going to have the whole, oh man, he needs to quit, it's over, and then the comeback match.
Yeah, then WrestleMania comes around. And
where they have him draw a clock to check his Alzheimer's?
Or his Parkinson's disease, or
that's what they're kind of like doing. Well, I mean, part of it I think is because they're giving him too much shit to remember. But it's just,
yeah, next it could be Corbin.
It's sad, kind of. You're right.
One of the next things will be like Corbin. You're fired, Kurt, unless you win your match. That'll be the next thing.
Yeah, the reverse Ric Flair match, of course.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you nailed it. It definitely seems like it's coming. Then again, though, dude, maybe not. They're fucking retarded. Like they could do like a 3 or 4 thing.
Understate.
Yeah, and they could do a losing streak with him, and then out of nowhere he could just win a meaningless match just for no reason. Like, and then it's over with. Like they don't know what they're doing, dude. They put out an ad today.
They don't know what they're doing. My God.
Apparently, I don't know what I'm doing either, because there was a quick little segment, I guess, before the match. I didn't see, apparently.
I missed it because
Natalia said she was wearing her father's sunglasses.
Okay, all right. Well, then we're stupid.
I didn't see that.
Thank
but even
God.
still, this should have been set up for, longer for people to actually give a shit. It's like, oh, now you address it.
No,
now you try and inject emotion. I still think
I don't mind it because they tried to do something. So whatever, I'll give them a break on it then. That if they did that, then that's fine. I missed it because
they didn't even count him out. They didn't even have enough care to end the match.
The crowd counted though. Did you hear the crowd?
Yeah, the crowd counted because they know more about officiating.
Yeah, dude, the fucking crowd was like 8, 9, 10. The whole crowd was counting her out. Meanwhile, the referee.
Even though there was all that shenanigans and shit back in the Attitude Era, I didn't watch wrestling before that, but at least back then, with all that shit going on, they made sure that if you were just tuning in, you never watched, you understood the rules. Like,
right.
Yeah.
They don't do that for shit.
It kind of reminds me of like, late term WCW where everything was legal and, you had constant low blows and bullshit, and nothing was enough to render a DQ.
Like even the Attitude Era sometimes irritated me with the way certain things would just happen and it'd be like what, but like
you get a chair shot or a low blow, and
because when you grew up, they paid attention to stuff like, oh, he hit him with a closed fist. The referee would admonish that. In previous times, the referee would disqualify the person, and then when you were a kid, they would describe like, oh, if there's a count out, they won't lose the belt, and oh, he's hitting him with a closed fist. They would have all these rules and the better the rules were adhered to, the more realistic things would get. I don't necessarily like it to be like WCW early 90s where things were...
No, not that amount of rules, but like...
Yeah, not that much sport.
Where you understand that you're watching wrestling, not a fucking soap opera. Like, you should... It should be a soap opera, but you should feel like you're watching wrestling, for fuck's sake.
There's some kind of rule in place so like it makes sense, but when it's so vague, it just becomes ridiculous to even give a shit.
Distorted. Oh, man.
I'm going to mute you guys real quick, and I'm going to try to trigger these sounds see if we can do this real quick. I'll be right back. You guys are muted. Let me see if I can trigger these sounds. I'm going to replay a couple of these donations that came through.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
Larry Kemp.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Good, the AOP won worthless titles. What a joke. WWE just trying to set up Survivor Series. The Corbin experiment is over. Been dead for a while now.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre has championship written all over.
They're going to say it. Larry Kemp, thank you for the $10 super chat, Larry. They're going to say it. Oh, they're never happy. They're never happy with anything, are they? That's what they're going to say. The people are going to say that. They're never happy with anything. But it's like, dude, you just let the AOP just basically just pick up the titles for free. And it's like, these guys should have beaten somebody scared, like, to, like... Give me a hell yeah!
I thought Raw was pretty good. I can't believe I just saw Angle tap out to his own finishing move. But yeah. 5/10 for me. Spoiler alert, Glacier will return at WrestleMania 35 and defeat Disco Inferno for the TV Championship. Wait, what? What? W at?
God dang it, Bobby. Thank you for the 316 donation. Imagine if Glacier came back, man. He's at all those Comic-Cons, so Glacier could come back. Could happen.
Has no one told Apollo Crews that all he has to do is gyrate or shuffle his feet and he will get a championship?
Yeah. You know, WWE Violin, I think he should just start dry humping the air. If he does that, if he just starts dry humping and doing some kind of like new, like doing that Fortnite dance or something like that, well, the next thing you know, Apollo Crews becomes the Intercontinental Champion. Almost guaranteed. And if he gyrates on top of a ladder, hey, even more points to him. Be even more crazier. Great donation.
Shit bomb.
You're right.
WTF did I watch tonight? I was bored tonight. I spinning around with my wheelchair. Then I try commit suicide rolling down the stairs, but I forgot I had my goddamn wheel brakes on. 1/10 tonight. I'm calling Vince. I'm going to be the new GM of Raw.
Yeah, Lex Luger. That'd be great if you were the new GM. Please become the new GM of Raw, Lex Luger. Look who's here. What's he doing here? Remember that awful shit that Lex Luger was wearing when he debuted in WCW? What the hell was he wearing, that white turtleneck? And that was some goofy shit. Lex Luger, thanks, man. But now you have to roll down to the ring.
I got everyone's addresses, Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
Let's get sexy.
Hell yeah. Let's get sexy, Frog Kid. Frog Kid, what's up, man? With that producer credit. How you doing, bro? Hey, Jake, talk to Jesse for a second. See if that works. Frog Kid, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks so much, man. How you doing tonight?
Oh, my God.
I got something to show you guys I put up on Patreon earlier, too. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny shit. If you're a patron, make sure you check it out. There'll be more coming on Patreon all throughout this week, too. We got a lot of shit coming on Patreon. And we'll get through the rest of this Raw review, too. We basically said the beginning basically wasn't very good. We thought. It was all right in a way, a little bit. To me, like, they tried something, sort of. And then the Braun coming out, you know, the Braun. Like
Hey, Joe. Hey, Jake. Thank God I had school during #Crown Wanker. I didn't miss anything, but this #Wanker series looks lit as fuck. Also, can we talk about as soon as Jinder came out they cut to the DX promo lol. #more corporate bliss. I boo they cunt.
Generated G53. Thank you, Generated. Well, when he came out and like and Braun like cut him off or whatever, or like after when he came out.
Super Chat Party.
Soko
Miss
Man.
Raw, not feeling good. AOP doesn't deserve titles. Raw has no main event build. Shit is depressing. Sup Joe, Jesse, and Jake.
SoCom Kastle, thank you very much for the donation, man. Yeah, I think maybe...
Unfortunately, dude... I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think maybe it's because this is probably why they're putting out friggin' tweets about getting writers. Getting a new writer. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Or writers just quit. I would assume writers
quit. Do they ever
quit.
make these overseas shows, like, not any overseas, do they ever make, like, the London shows really, really, really relevant, like, to the storyline or titles or anything? Or isn't it always, like, a carryover?
No, usually, sometimes they've made it relevant.
It's gone either way.
Yeah,
Like,
they've had some pivotal they've had pivotal
African
moments overseas, and AJ won the title last time. So
okay. Well,
yeah, I mean they've had some big moments, and
I think they're all fucked because everybody's all like either injured or everything.
Well,
I think they're
they're jet lagged, they're fucking confused, and they're so overbooked at this point in time. Think about how many shows we've gone through in a 6-week span. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane.
It's gone in every other directions. Like, you've seen storylines change in all different directions, and then you've seen other storylines just the road just disappears and ends. Like, there's never
we had Hell in a Cell. We had Hell in a Cell. We had Super Showdown. We had Evolution. We had Crown Jewel. And now we have Survivor Series in a 6-week span.
And you knew you knew that Finn Balor was losing tonight because Bobby Lashley got beat in that tournament. And I mean, I know Bobby's like slightly injured, but he still got beat in that tournament. So you're like, is he really going to lose now tonight against Balor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They tried the same thing too with Apollo Crews beating Jinder, in a 2-minute match, literally 2 minutes. And Michael Cole tried making it sound like, oh my God, Apollo Crews just, defeated 50 men with one arm tied behind his back. Like it was the most impressive thing ever. But Jinder's lost so many times in the past few months that beating him is no feat at all. It's not an accomplishment. It's basically a given. I'm
telling you.
Yeah, it's a given.
It's a huge downfall. He went from WWE champion all the way down to mid to lower mid card status.
And that's the thing that Michael Cole was trying to get across. He's like, oh, Apollo Crews defeats a former WWE champion who's now the biggest jobber and steroided freak ever. It's pointless.
Hey, at least he won. At least he won something.
I mean, yeah, but next week he'll 50-50 booking it up.
Oh, if they do that, I mean,
by gender.
That's a joke if they do that. There's no point, then that's a mess.
We've seen Apollo Crews lose, and then he gets one win. It's supposed to be this big.
Honestly, it should be Crews win, Jinder win, Crews win, and have them in a feud, and maybe even have the last match be like some kind of weird match, like a hardcore match or something unexpected would be nice.
But you look at this show right now as a whole. We have to me, a really shitty, predictable opening.
Oh, there's your shitty right
Hello,
there.
I'm coming out of your asshole. The end. See, I was more excited than Raw.
Diarrhea, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. That accent is perfect for tonight in Manchester.
We've got a shitty opening to set up Team Raw for Survivor Series. We've got a 20-plus minute women's tag match, 6-woman tag, that goes nowhere, that they, led to a no contest. So they don't even give enough of a shit to have an ending to the match over sunglasses. I mean, I get it. They're trying to inject some sympathy and character here, but it came off corny to the point that people were laughing. They weren't even upset with Natalia.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, and then I want to call something out, though, because, I said they should do this same thing with Naomi with the trophy. So, I don't want to criticize this now because it's basically the same exact idea I had for the trophy, except this means more because those are her dad's sunglasses. So
but the trophy would have been built up over weeks, and she won it. She brought it out with her. That was your idea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it wasn't a one night and done.
But it doesn't.
Thing.
But honestly, it doesn't have to be set up. I want to go the other way with this one. I don't think it has to be set up because they're her dad. It doesn't matter. They're her dad's glasses, and tonight she mentioned them once, and that's really all that it takes because it's.
But apparently,
the guy's dead.
The crowd, most of them didn't know what was going on. They could have, I didn't even see the freaking promo from the commercial break.
I mean, I agree that,
had this been built at least a couple weeks after her dad had passed, and then she came down, and it was played as an important thing to her. It was her good luck charm, and she'd been winning matches because of her dad being with her and on her side.
Right.
And then it would have been really upsetting. And what a heel tactic for them to go ahead and devastate her by destroying the. Tonight, it's just a quick throwaway that they won't even focus on anymore come next week.
It just wasn't done. It wasn't.
I'm sorry.
No, it
the crying had no place in this. This should have been a pull apart brawl. It just don't make sense to see her crying. It just made her look weak.
A lot of people look weak tonight,
Exactly.
That was kind of a common theme of the night. And the first hour was literally, to me, a waste, there was nothing at all entertaining. I really, 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 I'm tired of Braun. It can be funny, but seeing him, he's going to get these hands, and then he runs through, because we know he's not going to get his hands on Corbin, it just goes to waste.
I thought at the end of the night he was. I thought at the very end of the night something was going to happen, and nothing happened.
No, they're going to keep this going for quite some time.
They
originally said this is going to get strung along for weeks now.
Oh man, that ending was just I don't know, man. This I hated this Raw. I don't know. I don't know how. Maybe I'm tired. I think the first hour.
I agree with you. I didn't even care for. Everyone's like, oh my god, AOP is the tag champs. They don't give a shit about the Raw tag team titles or AOP. So if I'm wrong in a couple weeks, I'll eat crow for it. But I don't want to be overly negative here. But
I would have loved if Seth just kept going and having these handicap matches. Except I don't let him come to the ring like that again. That looked terrible. But
but that's the thing. They made Braun Strowman pick up a 10-year-old to be his tag partner because you can't defend the belts alone at WrestleMania. That was such a big deal that he had to have Nicholas on his side. But then Seth can defend the titles on his own.
That's what I was saying the minute I saw it. I was like, wait a minute. They literally established you cannot compete without a tag team partner. They literally just did that with a little
That's
kid.
what everybody thought, right? Trips.
Like what the fuck, dude? Like seriously, fuck WWE, dude. These are the rules we're talking about. Like where it's like, dude, you don't have any rules. They change every second, and you're fucking assholes. You idiot fucks at WWE.
Casual viewers don't have to know all that. I guess that's why that's how they probably are seeing everything they write. It's like through this vision of the casual fan.
Yeah, but his partner has to be there.
Nothing is more casual to me than WrestleMania in a sense, because that's the show that people that have stopped watching always come back to watch once a year. So if they're seeing this now and you're trying to bring them back, like that should be the bar that you set everything else to follow.
Right.
Whatever happens at Mania should be the mainstay for the rest of your year, because that's when you get people reinterested in watching. Essentially. And I wasn't happy with the AOP victory anyways, because they should have just murdered Seth.
Yeah, they should have murdered him.
Bloody pulp.
Yeah, they made it seem like Seth might have beat them. It's like, dude, they shouldn't have even been in that match. That should have been some like the Revival should have been in that match, and they should have ganged up on him before, like, or something.
Rollins got a pair of super kicks and then a frog splash for a 2 count. Like he was that close. It was like 2.5. And that shouldn't be with AOP. They should be just mutilating him. And then when Dean came out afterwards, you want to know what I did? Is the fans chant "You sold out"? I don't get that chant, but whatever.
I don't understand that one either.
He didn't sell out at all. He didn't join the Authority. Like, you know, Seth actually didn't sell out. He bought in, you know?
Yeah.
But this they're ruining the heel turn. Like, I'm sorry, it's only gotten worse.
They've lost all the momentum is dropping and dropping and dropping. Hey, Dan, thanks for the call, man. Anything else you want to say before I let you go?
All I gotta say is there's a better way to bring in the Braun angle. They could have used police instead of security. And have Braun come down and think that they're fake police, and they'll be like, quote unquote, real.
Yeah, maybe they could do that. I mean,
I see. So like work real police. Yeah. What would have made it a little different for you?
Yeah, Triple H one time did an angle that he said, "Oh, by the way, those are police officers," and they beat the snot out of I can't remember who it was.
I think that would work.
If you use the fake police and do it the opposite way, it would work.
I think
it would have had like
I don't know.
They would list out like
That would work. Well, that would work if they had set up like if he'd beat up guys last week that looked like police, and then Corbin was like, "They're not cops, they're trained fighters." And you still beat them up. I'm gonna need something bigger next time. I'll have to use the real thing next time. So the next week he uses the police, and then he beats them up. And then it's like, or he doesn't say that, but then he says, "By the way, those are real cops, and you're going to jail, you son of a bitch," like that type of thing.
If they can go that ridiculous with it, why not? That he's torn through. He's flipped trucks. He's broken through ambulances. He's flipped stage. He's torn down, with a grappling hook, the entire scaffolding. So you have all these guys that are going to protect you. Have them all holding tasers and make them pass out. Have them holding fucking blow darts and goddamn with tranquilizers, and have them go down like a sack of
I don't
shit.
think they'll do that.
Something different, something entertaining.
I think it's too PG-13. I think they won't do that. I wish they would.
Tase him? I don't think that could be comical still. Fucking make him piss his pants so the kids laugh. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I don't think they'll do it. I wish they. I mean, that's great, but they won't do it.
But they'll flip and fucking Kevin Owens in a porta potty.
Yeah,
blue goo everywhere, right?
Yeah, he could have got
Braun Strowman with
that.
Yeah, exactly.
New York is on the phone.
The commentary would have been like, "He's gonna have pink eye, Michael." I mean,
yo, New York, what's up, man?
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Hey, what's up, man?
This show was a total piece of rubbish.
I agree.
Our guys.
I think the first hour put me to sleep.
I hate when you tape these shows. It's ridiculous. It just doesn't feel right when it's a tape show instead of live. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, tape shows always are worse.
Jeez Louise.
Especially when you're scrolling through your sub feed.
It's easy to be very bad when it's rubbish.
Especially when WWE tweets out their own spoilers and pushes notifications to the app to let you know what the hell's going on.
Jeez. I hate spoilers. It's ridiculous sometimes.
I knew it was coming, but you figured the company themselves
we knew it was coming. They told us like 2 hours before the show went on the air.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy sounds like Johnny Holmes' brother. New York.
It's hard to get into shows sometimes.
I know New York. I think your connection's jacked up though tonight. You like really delayed or something. New York, thank you for the call, New York. Appreciate that. Let me go to the donations, see what's up. If you guys want to donate, what's up? I'm waking up, man. I'm drinking coffee. I'm trying to wake up. Like, this show killed me.
Give it a hell yeah!
Has any one WWE champion ever had a bigger fall than Jinder? The roster, I agree, is working too much.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get Christmas off this year. I know the bastards made and work it last year.
Alexa Sweet Ass, thank you for the donation. You know, yeah, they might be working it again, for all we know. They might be working it again. They're working something with Rusev and Hogan if you haven't seen that. So get ready for that to squash match.
That was
Isn't it funny how Renee Young acknowledges Dean as her husband, but doesn't say anything when he's beating the fuck out of Seth Rollins? Raw could be okay if
we're
they
getting a
just
divorce.
this is awful.
This guy's a
Love
prick.
you, Joe.
Davey, thanks for the donation. Well, is it
make her go heel too? Like that'd be great.
But hasn't
They
Renee?
should go ahead and make it sound like he beats her at home. Go full-fledged into it.
But did wait a minute? Renee brought it up tonight. Renee brought it
they
up.
asked her. Michael Cole was like, "Oh, can you give us any insight since he is your husband?" She's like,
"Oh,
nope."
Okay. Well, see, I've always
that
said
was literally it. She just looked at him and was like, "Nope."
I've always said that it's good that they didn't bring it up with her, because if they bring it up with her, now she has to play into the story. But it's like if they just leave it alone, I think they're probably just going to leave it alone, because now it's awkward for her on commentary and it gets all weird. So they'd rather just walk away from it. But that's funny that they acknowledge it.
Awkward though.
Yeah, I think
In a way, like if they organically use that, you know.
Exactly what I was going to say, Jesse. If they made it awkward, like, oh, he put her in a bad position where she can't say anything, and and she knows something's up, but she can't betray her husband, or that would be a smart way to do it.
There's
But her
so much
being
shit
like,
they could do with that actually between those two.
And before we get too far away from the beginning, I did want to mention this, and Justin Harrison
get us
tweeted
away
to
from
us.
it.
That, yeah, we should be, but when Braun did kick the security guard,
Yeah, he hit that guy in the face.
I just put it in the Skype chat. That was one of my favorite things from tonight. He literally, like the tweet said, kicked the soul out of his chest. That was so brutal.
Yeah,
that poor
and then he
guy
threw a
playing
guy.
security.
He threw a guy like onto his back. Like it was crazy.
Yeah,
that shit looked
was
horrible.
Nuts. But I mean, Bernard said he didn't mind Seth almost winning, and I get that. I get that he's being booked strong. But after that, then even he should have been torn to pieces. Like they should have made it more severe, especially with these guys being, the tactical monsters that they're should be built up as. It doesn't work to see them not, pick apart the bones of what's left. He shouldn't have had the chance to walk away, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Or somebody said Corey Graves doesn't know who he is in the chat, and it's like, yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck he is. He really doesn't know what he is. Listen, if you were bored by Raw, this is just an advertisement for my Patreon, and a reminder to all patrons at $5 or more. I threw up a little something, man. I guess JD responded to my all his fans attacked me the other day, so I went on a rant about them all, and I guess he responded to me, so I put it up here. Plus, we talked about Justin Bailey, and then Ken got upset at Coop the Comedian, so I put that little clip up on Patreon, so that's up here. His little teaser. It's up there now. You can download it, listen to it, whatever you want. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Download it if you like. Starts like this.
Not even listening to it. Not even listening to it, folks. What's going to happen first? Joe getting a house for his kids and his wife, or the fact that he's going to get 100,000 subscribers? Which is going to come first?
He did say it was a fact.
Probably.
I hate that
I don't give a
fucking
fuck.
guy.
Probably
What a scumbag,
neither.
dude. I hate that
Because he
fucking
is
guy.
a
Off, Jerry.
failure. Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Bruh.
Let's
Let
beast
him
with
ask you something.
Where Recon, brah. Where Recon, brah.
Scumbag, dude.
Who the fuck says that? Listen, this is my favorite part. By the way, he's on his stream listening to my show. He was on his stream listening to my show, so now we're listening to his reaction. This is like a fucking paradox. We're live on my show. We're listening to him listen to my live on his show. Listen to my show that was live. Listen, right?
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Let's beast.
What the fuck did you say?
Let's beast with Recon, brah.
Oh my god.
Brah.
Is he
Man.
playing Call of Duty?
If I'll tell you what, listen, I know I say bro a lot. I know I say, hey bro, bro. But I'm telling you what, if I was if I'm around my house and I go, hey guys, you know what? Let's play some video games, brah. If I did that, I'm pretty sure Leah would leave me. I'm almost convinced if I said brah like that a bunch, like Leah would just be like, I'm the fuck out of here. I'm gonna kill you.
Ask you something, brah.
That's up on Patreon.
Ask you something.
Let me axe you in half. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. There's a lot of other funny shit on there, including we're talking about JB, and it's really funny. It's no harmless shit. We're all just fucking bantering around. I even said that I don't have a problem with him mentioning me because he was just firing back at me. I think so. I don't blame him for that at all. I thought it was kind of funny, but he did say it's a fact that I'm either getting a house or 100K subs. So one of the two is gonna happen. You know, I mean, I used to be at 5, then 10, then 15, then 30, then 40, then 50. Now we're close to 60. So we're gonna get somewhere eventually. Just like he was at 60 or something a couple of years ago. So it's the same type of thing. It all goes up eventually. Dude, the most retarded thing of the night. I mean, well, there was a few, but this is one of the most retarded things of the night. Certainly was Nia Jax and Tamina. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? What was that?
Yeah, I mean, we said a few weeks ago when we saw them with Evolution, and then I had said it last week after Raw. You know, I don't feel like they're going to build them against each other into a feud. It seems like they
but they did. They started to. They started to, and then just like we were talking about it earlier.
I got an idea.
We're going down this path. We're going down this path. You know, even Cesaro and Sheamus, at least. What did they have, like 8 matches against each other? Even that was
the best of 7 series.
That was a bit of a swerve too. That was a bit of a swerve, but you know, after having that many matches against somebody, it's actually in human nature a lot of times when you fight somebody, at the end of the fight you kind of like feel better and you're like, you know what, fucking
you earn respect for that person.
It's weird, it happens. So after 7 fights, you can see how the guys could go, you know what the fuck, man? Let's partner now. Like, you can kind of see that. But like to start beef and then for it to continue into the Battle Royal, and now tonight all of a sudden without any resolution or them really facing off, they're just like, oh, we're partners now. Fucking retarded, dude.
And the funny thing is too, like, this is supposed to be a definitive heel turn for Nia Jax, but yet she was already becoming a heel last week. Then she comes out. And exactly, you know, she's the big show of the women's division.
She's the big hoe.
Oh my God.
She's the big
it's
fucking
just embarrassing. This is how they set it up. This is what they decide to do. You know, she is the huge joke, pun intended. It's just why? I don't get it. You know, she's out there talking to Ronda Rousey, and she's supposed, now she's a face again. She is, you know, I'm coming for you next, champ, all happy and lackadaisical, and you know, you have Ronda being like, I'm the baddest bitch on the planet, and there's Nia being like, great job, pat on the back.
I'm a natural born killer. Like, that was a great promo though, man. Why?
It was fantastic.
Can we allow all the wrestlers to speak like Ronda Rousey, like a goddamn human? Hey, 914, you're live. What's up?
I like WWE, you know.
Well, you might be
really like it.
You might be the only one left. What'd you like about tonight?
Oh, really? Well, I haven't got to watch the show yet because I just woke up.
What is this, Tommy NC? Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I think this tells you the state of the WWE right now. But anyway, speaking of the state of the WWE, thank you for the call, though. I'm glad you just woke up, and hopefully you get to watch the whole show. You sound like you should be going to bed right now, but basically they sounded young. If you haven't watched it yet, it's the return of State of the WWE. Once or twice a week is my goal, so hopefully we'll have that for you. It's at 4,000 views, my previous video. State of the WWE, episode 109. I explain why Braun Strowman is finished in the WWE. He's done. I said Bobby Lashley was done at some point. Braun Strowman is garbage. Even if Braun Strowman was the champion right now, would you really care that much? I don't think so. This guy has lost every opportunity that could have been. Even when he was at his most hot, he's like Dolph Ziggler at this point. Then he had Money in the
Oh, yeah,
Bank.
you said that, yeah.
They clearly pulled out. They clearly changed their minds about something because they gave him Money in the Bank, and then they clearly just changed their minds and then fizzled that away from him.
They made him cash in ahead of time as the biggest like face move you can do, saying, "I'm not going to attack you from behind. I'm going to do this, man to man." And then they turned him heel in the same instance.
They got no cash in. They got no exciting cash in. They got not a lot of heel heat for him losing that. No payoff. No real good heat. And
no
nothing.
Good match.
Just nothing. All you've gotten is Money in the Bank sucks. I think of Money in the Bank as a joke.
Match. It ended up turning into that tag bullshit.
Right. Exactly. Oh, I'm gonna face you face to face. You're an idiot. Braun Strowman is a moron. He's a big dumb fucking idiot, and I don't like him. He's gonna get these hands. Ugh, I'm gonna lose every fucking match. I'm gonna be stupid and put up my Money in the Bank. Braun Strowman is a retard. I'm sorry. I don't like him anymore at all. He's not entertaining. I don't care. I like Brock Lesnar more than Braun Strowman, and I fucking hate Brock Lesnar. You know what? I'm indifferent with Braun. I'm indifferent. I'm bored by Braun. I hate Lesnar. I don't even like Roman, and the guy's got cancer, and I still don't like him. I hope he's okay, but it's like I hope
Roman.
I mean, dude, I like Roman. I'm gonna cheer for Roman when he comes back. You know what I mean? When he comes back from cancer, I'm gonna cheer for him. But it's like after a little while, it is gonna go back to like, you know what? I don't care about any of this. It all sucks. It's all bad. Nobody can do anything to make me care about them. It is so bad. And now you got Dean Ambrose and Seth. Like Dean comes out and like for the third time now, just comes out and looks at him and says like, haha, like, and then like fucking here's the dirty deeds, and that's it. That's the story.
You want to know why? They don't pay me enough to finish writing the angle. That's why.
Oh my god, dude! It's like this show is awful. You know what they should have done here with Dean? He should have kicked Seth in the head right here. He should have then exposed that turnbuckle pad right there, and he should have slammed Seth Rollins' face into that turnbuckle several times. And if they didn't use blood, fine, don't use blood. Slam his head into that turnbuckle, exposed turnbuckle several times, and then take Seth's head as he's like basically passed out, and open up his eye like his face as much as you can, and show it so the camera gets in there, and then show him like shoving his eye into it, and then sell it like Seth Rollins hurt his eye. Then have the announcers make sure to say, "Oh my God, I think he threw his eye right into that steel stanchion on the turnbuckle pad." And then the next thing we see is an interview with Seth Rollins, being attended to. They've got a patch over his eye, and he's like, I can't see, and stuff like that. Then you're like, oh my God. And now you got drama, now you got something going on. What the fuck is this? Just kneel down and what? Oh, what the fuck are you doing?
Seth. Sniff them.
It's this company sucks. They
In
suck.
proper words, lackluster.
It is lackluster. Tommy's shit is becoming true. There's no substance. There's no anything. It's like every story, whether it ends quickly, disintegrates into nothing, or gets completed, every story hits a level 5 on the meter out of 10. It hits a 3 or 2 or 4 or 5. Nothing ever crosses over to the 7, 8, 9, 10 range. Not on the main roster. It does in NXT. NXT has stories that make you go, oh shit, this is awesome. Once one or two, at least one a week, where you're like, that was cool. But WWE Raw is horrible.
And then
I'm telling people, listen, I'm telling you out there, if you're upset about Raw, if you don't watch NXT and you don't watch the NXT takeovers, you might be a moron. Because these shows are torture shit. But NXT is better. NXT is much better. How can you not watch NXT but watch this show? I have no idea what person out there doesn't watch NXT but watches this show. It's ridiculous. They have characters in NXT, they have better wrestling in NXT, and they have better stories in NXT. All of it. It's not like New Japan where maybe...
Fluffy gave JDNY feline AIDS.
Jet Stoll, thanks for the 316 donation, man. What's up? Yeah, it's not like It's not like the main roster
here or there. It's constant. It's on a regular basis. It's continual. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a feud. Everybody's working towards a higher picture,
right.
Something better.
And if they don't have a good sort of like behind the scenes story or drama story or something like that, or really big character, at least
they're still putting on consistent matches.
Yeah, like the sports competition takes over. So they push the sporting competition, and that's kind of fun. And then if that's not, otherwise it's a good story. Like Aleister Black has something, or the Dream. The fucking, what the fuck is his name? Velveteen Dream. Somebody has, there's just something for everybody. Oh my God, the main roster blows.
That's the thing tonight, Joe. You made a great point with the comparison of Dolph Ziggler to Braun. Because Dolph, I just got done saying this with Connor over and over again. Dolph has gotten to that peak. He reaches the summit and then he gets knocked off the mountain. Think about how many times he's had, championship matches, whether it be for the WWE title, IC title, US title. Anytime he does something major, he fails, he loses. He captures a belt and he relinquishes it and gives it up to come back to the Rumble and get thrown out as the surprise number 30 entrant. Like, anytime he does anything, he gets knocked down and taken out of it. So when he started to say tonight that he claws and scratches and outworks everyone in the locker room, and that's when the conspiracy kicks in, I'm like, oh shit, this could be cool. It's kind of a break down the fourth wall, address my point here that every time he starts to accomplish something, it gets swept out from underneath him. He's this close to winning a tournament. He loses to Shane McMahon.
All I know is this Alexa Bliss would get my dick so far down her throat it'd come out of her ass, then I'd eat her ass while it's bleeding from her period while she is breaking my dick with her teeth.
Oh my God, dude. Sasha's mouth blood is back.
Hell yeah.
Sasha's mouth blood, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. We have a lot of calls I want to get to. If you guys want to donate tonight, the link is down below in the description box. All the donation amounts are listed below. All the JCS producers are also listed down below. Check out the description box down there. My Patreon, all my other channels, all my links are down there. We talked about Diablo, the failure announcement by Blizzard, and this just awful shit from Diablo and this Diablo Immortal horrible mobile app. We talked about that.
Don't you have a cell phone?
Yeah, don't you have a cell phone? We talked about it on Corrupted, and I put the clip up from Corrupted episode 72 on youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. So it's up. The link is down below for the free video if you're not a patron. But if you're a patron, we talked about a lot of shit for 2 hours. That's up on Patreon, Corrupted episode 72. Tommy, what'd you think, man?
Lackluster. Besides the Ronda Rousey promo, I was bored. I almost honestly just didn't complete watching Raw until my friend called me. Until I called my friend, and he said, "Hey, there's a bunch of stuff going on Raw tonight. A lot of awesome stuff going on Raw." I said, "Okay," so I turned it back on. I just seriously got bored with it. Honestly, it was seriously lackluster, and they seriously need to change. And honestly, Joe, my opinion about,
Hey, what about this, Tommy?
All you do is nothing.
That was my favorite promo.
That's what
sure.
the right is. Yeah, Tommy, you had a better promo.
Minnesota, that was
besides Ronda Rousey, Tommy, you had the best promo of the week besides Ronda.
All you do is nothing.
And that's the bottom line.
I even told Tommy, I messaged you. I said, "Damn, that was good. That was impressive."
Hey, if you go away from the community, goodbye. Don't come back. We don't need you. It's like we never saw who's Minnesota Viking fan? He's nothing. He's done nothing. He provides nothing. Oh, he wants to host a show? When did you ever want to host a show? Oh my gosh. Who's Minnesota Viking fan? I don't know who you're talking about. He's nothing. Literally nothing. Why would Joe Cronin let you take over his show if you have done nothing in the YouTube business? Have shown him nothing or ever approached him about hosting a show? You're nothing. So why the hell would Ken let you host his show? Why would Joe let you host his show? For no reason. Tommy, you have provided nothing.
Tommy, what did you think about Raw besides lackluster? What else do you got to say about wrestling?
What'd you think of the Elias segment? Did you like that?
What?
What'd you think of the Elias segment? Did you catch that?
I caught some of it. It did look decent. It looked, his wrestling style is definitely decent. He, if he would cut out that singing, he definitely has a good
M's girl, thank you for subbing to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, guys.
With that, he dominated that match, barely walking out of that ring. But
that was what did you think of that, Jake? Because Elias finally got to work in the ring with somebody for a little while. That was a long Elias match.
Well, it was a really good match, I thought. And Ziggler has the Seth Rollins appeal too, where they kind of always bring out the best in whoever they're facing, and that's part of what I was saying before. I was like, oh, this sounds like a really cool angle, and I'm like, oh, the conspiracy thing, like what could this be and what could it lead to with Ziggler? Nope, it's just a feed into Elias. Granted, I really liked the Elias promo tonight, but I feel like that was mostly because of the crowd reception. It wasn't all to do with Elias himself. He did his typical shtick, but the way the crowd fed into it, the crowd
it
was
was
10 out
something
of
they
10.
could have even extended, I think, because of his chemistry with the crowd and everything.
They provided it, to be such a moment. They made it special.
Yeah.
Elias obviously is white hot and still over, but they don't capitalize on that. So it's very, haphazard. I'm
glad to see him in the ring more, dude. I've watched a lot of
we need to
see him in the ring. I remember asking you guys, does this dude wrestle or what? And finally, he's in the ring quite a bit now.
Super Chat Party.
All you do is nothing. Where's Scott tonight? Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
With tears of joy.
All you do is nothing.
Why hate? Thanks for the donation, man. What's been up? Thanks for watching. I don't know where he is, man. There's a lot.
The drift away at the end looked great too.
Yes, because Ziggler's going to sell that stuff really well. When Elias is in there with a really agile guy, he comes off really good. Like he really does.
Somebody on Twitter was like, if he didn't wear skin tight jeans and work boots, I think he'd be better in the ring.
Yeah, he's
sort
of
the chuckle, work boots. I'm like, Jesus, man, they fucking. I guess he's not supposed to like. Yeah, he's not dressed to wrestle.
He kind of wrestles like he has a power. He's more of a power guy, I think. In there, he has a little bit of finesse, but he's kind of a power guy. He's close to Triple H, but not as. I don't think he's as charismatic and agile in the ring as Triple H, but. He's a little more stiff seeming, but he's
like the way he moves and shit. You mean the way?
He's just kind of more power guy, I think. But he's got a few little tricks he does. He goes upstairs, on the top, and stuff like that. How about Triple H?
The moves look good too. That goes a long way.
Now, in one of my videos the other day, I mentioned this, but I just really figured we reiterate it here. And I do recommend you, if you guys haven't watched State of the WWE, go back and watch my previous videos from the last few days. I talked about some things. But Triple H's injury, it's funny because we said it that night that if he tore his pec muscle, it's like you need surgery, and it's 4 to 6 months. And
he called that immediately.
And and I didn't know if it was going to be his pec or something up on his shoulder, but it was actually further down with the pectoral. But either way, when you tear it clean off, it needs surgery, and sure enough, he goes right to have surgery. And that means 4 to 6 months, and that means that he could miss WrestleMania, and that whole Batista setup goes away, and that really sucks. That blows. But
God only knows how much he hurt it more by finishing the match, too.
Yeah, but knowing Triple H, man, he's got a... I think Triple H's track record, if there was a stat on it, I don't know what the stat is, but I want to say that Triple H recovers 2 times faster than a normal person. He's
like John Cena in that regard. Yeah.
Right. So
or John Cena's like him, I should say.
If you say like all of November, all of December, all of January, all of February, that's into March 1st, that's 4 months. This injury is 4 to 6 months after surgery, a major surgery, is like guaranteed 4 to 6 months. So the 4-month mark is about March 6th or March 7th, right? So that gives you another, 30 days until WrestleMania?
Yeah, basically,
So in February,
close.
He's probably gonna know in February. In February, if he feels mega good, you know what I mean? But if he's still really rough in February, by the end of February, if he's not like, wow, I'm 80%.
Doing it either way, but it's just the quality of match taking a hit. I could see them putting him in there either way, and just for the attraction, because they seem to not care as long as the asses are in seats, tickets are bought. They don't give a shit if the match is good. If they've got to protect him the whole match too. I could see them going that route where he's not good enough to have a good match, but you need him for WrestleMania.
I am less excited. My excitement level for Orton versus Batista is like a 5 out of 10. My excitement.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
My excitement for Triple H and Batista is about a 7 or 8 out of 10. So I would much prefer that match. If anybody can do it, Triple H can do it, man. If anybody can do it,
Did you see the picture of him on Twitter?
Oh God, the bruising,
that's gnarly, man.
Dude,
bruising is bad.
We were laughing. Like I don't remember anybody remembers. I was laughing hard during the review because when I was watching him, I knew it. Like right away, I was like, oh my God,
pedigree.
Like
we were dying because the pedigree.
He had to keep doing that. He had to keep using it. You knew he had a crucial injury in that area, and everything that he was doing at the end of the match relied on him using both his arms.
And apparently it was when Shawn was hanging with the Tree of Woe and he went up and over the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
That's when he tore it. I thought it was the table spot like before that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, he was when he went flying out of the ring.
Couldn't pull the Undertaker. Remember we were laughing about the point where he did the
come
Irish
over
whip
here
into the barrier?
They were dancing.
He's like,
with
come
each
over
other.
here.
Yeah.
Triple H fell backwards as he tried to like pull the Undertaker. And what happened was Triple H usually would pull with your left arm and then push with the back of your right hand. So what Triple H did was instinctively grabbed with his left hand, realized he can't do that, changed and grabbed his right hand to drag Undertaker. But usually, if a guy grabs you with your right hand and you're Undertaker, you're expecting something else to happen if you're Undertaker. But if he grabs you with his left hand and you're the Undertaker, you know that means he's going to whip you. Because he wouldn't grab you with his left hand and leave his right hand over here. So that's why at first Taker didn't know what was going on, and then he's like, come with me here, come over this way. Like, that's what he was trying to say. And so Triple H went from trying to do this to like, oh, and then grabbing him like this and falling this way. And then the Undertaker fell, and then finally realized what was going on, and then Taker fell, and then they both fell. So it was one of the most awkward parts of the match.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Yes. Yes. Then you know what I'm saying. Yes. Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like. What? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn T.
That was By Curious
English,
George.
Motherfucker, do you speak it? That's such a great movie.
Not Curious George. By Curious George. By Curious George. Thank you. But yeah, I think what Triple H really did a great job taking care of that shit. But good job on him. I
can't believe he finished because it was early on that he got hurt. I didn't think it was that early. But
and how about Shawn, man, doing the moonsault? I mean, that
not getting
Shawn
caught,
looked the best out of everybody. How does Shawn is gone for 8 years and he's the best looking guy in there?
Yeah,
that is why he's the best.
Protect him the whole match. He carried the damn thing almost.
Yeah,
he sold every hit like no other too. Like he went above and beyond.
I'm actually gonna watch it
much, and it was great.
I'm gonna watch it again tonight. That's crazy. I don't normally watch things back. I mean, Crown Jewel was a joke, but that match was interesting.
I want to watch it back too, dude. When they were showing the stuff and like they were showing all this stuff Triple H shit, I was cringing just watching the stills they had. I was like, oh man, I got to see that match again.
You know what Shawn should do? I'm not even joking. I know this sounds bad, and I know some people would say this was a terrible idea and an embarrassment and stuff like that. But you know what I would do if I was Shawn? I'm not even kidding. I'd be like, cut a promo on Raw or something like that, and just be like, everybody's giving me crap about my hair or whatever. He's like, but I found out something that none of you guys know. And the next time we see Shawn, he's got on like one of those wigs that you glue on or whatever, and then this really tightly wraps around your head. And even if it falls off during the match, who cares? But it would be funny if he wore a wig and was like, I was like, see, the Heartbreak Kid grew his hair back overnight and everything, and like just made fun of it. Like, I don't know.
They could do a lot with that.
That'd be funny. I don't know. But even bald, I mean, dude, once you get over it after a little while, it'll be okay.
Once he starts wrestling, you don't give a shit.
Huh?
You're like, that's Shawn.
Yeah, and by the way, I think Shawn would be better if he actually just had like a buzz kind of cut instead, but I guess he just figured shave it all. I don't know. Anyway, 908, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jacob.
Hey, Jacob, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, to be honest, let's be honest, it's Shawn Michaels. That's why he's the best in the ring even now, because it's Shawn freaking Michaels. It's refreshing. It's someone we haven't seen in 8 freaking years. But besides that, all I want to say is, dude, besides all the jokes and shit, Drew McIntyre is gold. He is money. body-wise, wrestling-wise, everything else, promo.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was fully American. That would be Vince's man's fucking orgy day.
Well, I mean, he's already, and you know, honestly, this guy's already been on Vince's radar. He really was on Vince's radar at one point. Like, Vince loved this guy. And he just didn't quite step up. At the time, he didn't have the mic skills and the intimidation. He kind of was like a little bit of he was too soft and too young. And then he became a goof. But when he went away, man, and he worked out more and grew the beard in, and he got much better on the mic, I mean, he is a legit badass now. Everybody likes him. The Claymore is epic. I mean, the Claymore is basically it's a Bisaiku knee kick, right? It's just the Daniel Bryan finisher.
But the way he hits it is
oh my
he
god,
kind of puts his spin on it.
Dude, it's like it's like the video game. Well, it's yeah, exactly.
In a good way, not in a bad way like we usually.
It's like the video game
because it's so heavily like animated. It's great.
It's like when you give the if you're in the WWE video game and you're like, I like Daniel Bryan's finisher. I'm gonna put it on butt fuck dumb. I'm gonna put it on this big fucking guy.
Oh my god, dude, you're so right.
And the guy in the game does it, and you're like, nobody would do this in real life though. But Drew McIntyre does do it. It's just fucking crazy.
Would you guys be upset if Drew closed out Mania with the championship?
If he what?
Say that again?
If he closed out Mania with the championship.
If Drew Galloway, if Drew McIntyre. No, I would love. Oh my god, I think they should get. They gotta. Drew, he's gotta win a title. I think he should win the Rumble. I think Drew McIntyre should win the Rumble, but I feel like first he's gonna have to have that like that match with Dolph. You know, it's gonna end up. You would think it's gonna turn into one of these things where Dolph is like, "You do what I tell you to do," and slaps him in the face, and the whole classic thing like that.
And that was supposed to. I can't talk, Jesus. That's what it was supposed to go down.
Well, did you hear Corrupted on Saturday? I did Stuttering John like half the show. I couldn't get it out, man. I was like,
get enough sleep.
It was really weird. I don't know. Yeah, it was fucking Ken's fault.
But he was supposed to turn on Dolph at Survivor Series as well as Dean turning on the Shield. So it was supposed to be like, you know, they gained a heel and gained a face at the same time. I think it would have been too much for that one match with the 5-on-5, but still, he was supposed to, you know, go ahead and break down and become more of a face. So I think that would be cool for him to be more of a face character. And I think he could pull it off, but he can't be like full-fledged. He's got to be more of like that tweener, that you know, kind of. I hate to say it, but Becky Lynch at this point in time.
I want Drew McIntyre to go for it, man. And if you get a guy like Brock Lesnar out there, and Brock's out there, and Brock's being booed because again, Brock's off TV. People are sick of Brock being off TV, and Brock's like, dude, I'm gonna kill you, you know, that type of thing. And
After that match he just had, if they ever bring him back, I fucking hate him.
He won the title. Of course he's coming back. But so the thing is,
no, I mean, like. Everybody should be booing him at this point because who wants to see that kind of match again?
Well, then you get fucking Paul Heyman.
Sorry for being a bad caller. Not great at that.
Mosh Master D. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a good caller, Mosh Master D.
It's fine.
You're always a good caller. I love you, Mosh. You better call back every time.
Oh, we get way worse, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. These were good calls tonight, except for the little kid who was like, I'm waking up now. Huh? But anyway.
I like the girls segment.
Yeah, but so Drew Galloway, imagine him being like, I mean, he's fighting with Paul and Brock, and then Drew McIntyre just grabs the mic and is like, have you ever heard someone break your damn jaw and then stand over you as after they took your title where you're laying on the ground broken? That's what I'm going to do to Brock Lesnar. Like, and he's just fucking yeah, let's go. Dude, imagine Lesnar going to hit him with an F5 and he throws him and then Drew lands on his feet, runs off the rope and then claymores Brock Lesnar. But Brock doesn't go down in the ring. He claymores Brock Lesnar off the rope after the F5 doesn't work. He lands on his feet, runs off the rope and fucking claymores Lesnar, and Lesnar goes flying through the second rope to the outside of the ring, and that's how the match starts. Imagine how that match will go, the crowd build up, if that's the sequence. That would be so fucking awesome, dude. Oh my God, it's WrestleMania and fucking Brock Lesnar I don't know. He comes at him, and Lesnar picks him up for the F5. He goes, ah, and he throws him, and you're like, oh no, this is going on. And then he lands on his feet, immediately runs off the rope, and claymores Lesnar, and then he goes flying through the second rope. You know when someone hits the ropes and they smash into them, and then bounce a couple times, and then go outside the ring, and Lesnar. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, fucking let's go,
would be
dude.
Straight fire. That
Let's
would be
go.
Badass. And K-Dog reminded me, you know, because I always listen to, or watch, I should say, Botchamania, and Drew was on there not that long ago, and he was talking about the origin of the Claymore, and he said, you know, he did a big boot back at 3MB times, but his leather pants were so tight that he ended up making it into the Claymore. Like, that was the origin.
Dude, I heard that. That was the funniest shit.
Yeah.
So I call it the Claymore. Just fuck it.
Yeah, where's fucking OK
So
fame?
good.
My fucking Claymore there. You ever seen? You
like
ever been
Botch
Claymore?
turned awesome.
By a giant Scottish man. Put a
I
fucking
bet you
Claymore.
within a year they changed the suicide dive to something else. They name it something else.
Dude, I can't believe it.
And I'm like, oh God, that even kind of sounds. It's funny to me. I'm like,
can you believe they haven't?
Suicide, but Chris Benoit can't be mentioned.
Dude, I can't believe they haven't. That's why they call it suicide. Like, I can't believe they haven't changed it to that, to the fucking Spanish reference, because. You're right, but also remember when they changed suicide in TNA? They changed him to, what did they change it to? Like Psycho or something? Did anybody remember what he?
I didn't watch TNA. Yeah,
guys in the chat, what did suicide become? I forget now.
I just heard it so much tonight within like a 2-minute span. I was like, wow. Even I'm like,
dude,
I could see them changing it.
I
Like,
don't.
if one thing goes wrong, if one of you fucking fucks around, don't hang yourself anything, I'll fucking kill you. No.
I hope that doesn't happen. But I wish they would stop doing so many of them. They need to stop.
That's kind of what made me start thinking.
I
about
hate
it,
the
and then
sling
I go,
blade.
Wow, they call it suicide a lot.
I hate the sling blade
Manic,
too.
Right? Wasn't that it? Manic. Yeah. Manic.
Oh, Manic. Yeah, they changed him to Manic from suicide to Manic.
It's so hypocritical. Like,
Look at Daniel Bryan though.
Is that okay?
Look at him deliver this. Look at Daniel deliver this. Boom! Like, boom!
Man. Is that SummerSlam?
That's the SummerSlam. Boom! Boom!
Yes, I saw that live. That was
boom!
amazing.
Daniel Bryan, my psycho knee kick to the head! Boom!
That felt like old school shit where you gave a shit when that happened.
But I feel like with the Claymore, he kind of kicks them with his boot. He doesn't hit him with the knee. He hits him with the boot.
Dude, put it this way. Until you said that it was basically the same move, I didn't think of it that way until you said that. That's how good he does it. He separates himself in a way, like, he does it so well.
Yeah.
Because Daniels, I don't always like Daniels anymore. I don't know if it's the way
he's so... Oh, I think...
are.
Yeah, no, Daniel Bryan, they neutered Bryan. They figured out a way to neuter him, keep him off TV for years, and they brought him back, and he is a boring lump of crap.
It's very boring, and that sucks. He was still the best match on the other SmackDown with... Who was it? AJ?
AJ.
Yeah, that was good,
match.
but it was still what you just said. Like, he's flat, you know. It's...
Well,
hey, Tommy.
They really did. They limited him so much, they just numbed him down, and it's unfortunate, but all in the vein of Roman.
But I don't see them do that to Seth and shit too much.
Yeah,
like,
Tony's
when he gets
right.
in the ring, he gets in the ring. Like,
you're going to get your fucking head kicked in.
Well, probably because of how he looks or something. I don't know.
That was great in the ROH days.
Well, it's just his ring work they don't seem to fuck with is bad. So.
Yeah, the Ring of Honor stuff was always good with them.
Yeah.
Tommy, who's the worst person in WWE right now for you? Who do you hate the most? Oh, Shitty.
Oh, it's Gritty.
It's Gritty. Jim Kays. Jim Kays is in the house. Jimmy Kays.
Survive off our motherfucking own PCs. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. In Soul City, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
What's up, Joe and Too Sexy Jake? I just want to say HBK is the embodiment of a constant professional wrestler, not a sports entertainer. Sean sells better than 97% of today's roster. This guy was gone 8 years and has not lost a step. HBK for champ.
Jim Case, thank you, man. I agree, man. Sean was so fucking... I mean, Sean is my favorite wrestler of all time, so I will push him to the moon, dude. I was practically jerking off watching him the other night, and I can't tell you how happy I was. I'm greedy, man. I'm greedy like Gritty. I want to see that shit, man.
Gritty's Twitter fucking slays me. I can't get over it. Halloween, Gritty was having a freak out about people dressing up like him, and he was calling everybody imposters. He was like, what was it, maybes, Gritties? You know, they were like, if you see a maybe Gritty that's on 4 legs, it's probably a dog. Like, he was that fucking thing is great.
Dude, I'll never forget, you know, someone said your Shawn Michaels memories. There's so many of them. One of the last times he won the world title, unfortunately, was like 2002, which is a travesty. He should have won it again. But I'll never forget, man, that building fucking shook. Do you remember this? Let me play this sound clip, because this is the most amazing thing, dude. This is like around the Austin era too, like after the Austin era even. And this place, fucking, I think it was Madison Square Garden at Survivor Series, maybe. It was, oh my god, dude, this crowd explodes. Listen to this.
Driving his elbow. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels. JR. But Triple H is on the end that way. He's still in it. Triple H. Shawn Michaels.
Listen to this.
He would get 3 there. And the game going back. He's going to try again. One more pedigree. He's going to stumble.
This is on the WWE Network, by the way.
Look out. Back body dropped the game. He came out of it. Sweet Chin music. The counter. He's got it there. Shawn Michaels is the world champion. What did you say?
This place is so loud.
They're being announced for fun. My God, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We're on their feet all over the world right now, JR. Nobody.
And this video on YouTube does not do this justice. If you watch this on the WWE Network, I mean, dude, the pop is deafening. It is just.
I'm smiling just thinking about it. I could see his head bleeding slightly and the confetti coming down inside the chamber. Like, such a great match. And JR's losing his mind.
There was it was just something else.
It's just something different.
No, that's
dude.
the thing. Like, it was just so awe-inspiring.
I hate that we talk like that. Like, back in the day.
It was though, man. They need to like, dude. JR. I mean. Oh my god, dude!
You know what, though, the crazy thing though, it's not just back in the day, because even before that, they had like amazing moments with Hulk Hogan and stuff, and there was just nothing like that particular time.
Even now, I mean, dude, NXT was hype, dude. Mauro Ranallo brings that hype, dude. When you're watching NXT, you know him on commentary brings that hype. You know, even I know a lot of indie announcers that I used to work with, tons of indie commentators that I'd work with the excitement like that. You know, I would try to have that excitement. Doug Gilbert, what's up? Thanks for subbing to the channel. And if you get a guy with that type of screaming hype and excitement, and then you get another guy who's very knowledgeable, calm, but just really like brings the knowledge to the wrestling business, who can be the color guy, or not even be the color guy, but be the second backup guy, and you can have 3 guys if there's a color guy. But the announcing on Raw is all robotic. It sounds like all 3 announcers are hosting a game show, and it all sounds so fake. And speaking of announcers, coincidentally,
game show. Perfect.
It's a game show. Coincidentally, announcers that I've worked with on the phone right now is Mike Messier. What's up, Mike?
Hey, everybody. It's great to talk to you again, Joe. And we had a lot of good times doing Top Rope promotions together, and I do miss those times, and maybe I'll get back up to Top Rope. But, you know, you talk about the commentary team, and I have to agree. No offense to Renee Young, but she and Tattoo Neck and Michael Cole are not exactly the King and JR. They're not exactly Gorilla and Jesse, and they're just not very good. They're just not very good.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, though, Mike. They won't, even if they were good, they wouldn't let them be, because we know that
That's the thing, yeah.
Rich Brennan or Rich Buccini, I thought he was a really good announcer, and when they brought him in the WWE, they reined him in so much that they butted heads, and then they got rid of him.
You can even see the chemistry between these 3, but they don't work.
They won't, but they won't let them do it anyway, is my point. Like, it doesn't even matter. Yeah. Like, Renee Young is just saying stuff that they're telling her to say, and because if they're in NXT, it's better. I don't think they're that good anyway, but like even if they were allowed to say whatever they want, it still wouldn't be that good. But because they're so controlled, it's really bad.
I think you used the word robotic. It's funny. I actually, I've known Rich Bikini for over 20 years. We actually went to a Hartford Whalers game together, believe it or not.
Oh, right, because he was a great hockey announcer for a while. Yeah, I love that. We talked about that when I met him.
Yeah, Rich is a cool guy, and it's glad. I didn't really know that behind-the-scenes story that you just told, but it's glad to see that he's done some good things with MLW. And but you know, man, it's tough because I'm still involved in Raw Protest Week 6. I just had a nice conversation tonight with some good people on a show called The Attitude Era Live. And, you know, it's tough because I think what keeps this thing going with guys like you and Jake and everybody is that there is a real common love for pro wrestling when it's good. And I think that the manifestation of podcasts such as the Joe Cronin Show are here to express the overall disappointment.
Hang on 1 second. I forgot the donations are on.
Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Don't you wish we had that pyro back again? Look at that.
Joe, two
I think Miley Cyrus is covering that song.
Runs and a lot of people shit on the Attitude Era for not having great wrestling. I disagree. We has Kurt Brett, Sean Benoit, Dean Malenko, Eddie Chavo, Jericho, and the list goes on and on between WCW.
Well, you know, I think the point, you know, that with that comment, first of all, Jim Kays, thank you for donating $9, Jim. But I think with that point is that was kind of the end of the end of the Attitude Era as it became the Ruthless Aggression Era. So, you know, I think when people say that maybe the Attitude Era didn't have the best like wrestling matches, they're more talking about like 97, 98, 99, but especially 98, 99, and 2000. But once Eddie Guerrero and, you know, Benoit were able to take off, you know, things kind of changed a little bit, and you had a mix of both things. You had some.
We cared about every pinfall, like.
But see, yeah, that's the thing. They didn't really have to have these crazy matches in 98 and 99 because, yeah, people were so invested in the character and story. It's just two different styles, but they both worked. At the time, both of those worked. What's happening now is nothing. You're having lackluster characters. You're having overscripted wrestlers who can't get their character across because they're overscripted. And once in a while, you let them wrestle, and then that's usually good. Oh, randomly on a pay-per-view, a match that was booked like garbage ends up being good because they were allowed for some reason to have 18 minutes. And so that's what you're stuck with is, hey, there might be a good match on the pay-per-view, maybe, but everything else is shit.
This is like comedians or something where you have like, you know, you have, I don't know, good ones and then you have shit ones and then people that can't do comedy at all. And these people are like, they're making these people like they can't do it at all. Like they're not even, it's terrible. Like,
Well, Mike, what were you saying before you got?
I had a point, but then the more I thought about it, it just made my brain hurt because I'm like, this sucks. Like how bad they're watering them down. There's like, it's not even watered anymore. It's just.
It's just the same
Joe,
thing.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
There is better booking in the company that is here in Western North Carolina called TCW. There is better booking in that company than it is in the WWE right now.
I know, man. I agree.
Is that the one with the light tubes?
Dude, Top Rope Promotions has way better booking. Ryan Waters.
Well, you know.
Yeah. What's up, Mike? What were you gonna say too? You got cut off.
Yeah, Ryan Waters, to give him credit, you know, took a hellacious bump off the top of a cage through like 2 tables once, like a choke slam off the top of the cage. It was sick, but I'll say this, Joe. The term that your last one of the guys on the phone was just saying now, what he didn't say, the 2-word term I'd like to introduce if it hasn't been used, emotional investment. Just the term emotional investment. When you're watching The Rock versus Triple H in 1999, and they're doing all these promos back and forth between the Nation and DX or 98, 99, whenever that was, you have an emotional investment. So when they go to SummerSlam and have a 15 or a 20-minute ladder match, every swing of that ladder, every move is going to mean more than if you're watching Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley dance around for 15 minutes with no rhyme or reason for the third time in 3 weeks.
When it's also investment, not just for us, but that's actually what I was meaning with the comedy thing was it's almost like they're giving people like jokes to go tell, and they're not relatable to the fucking person telling the jokes or the people listening to them. So like they're not giving these guys anything tangible to work with. Like anybody can go out there and something, tell something relatable, and tell some kind of story. Anybody can do that.
Mike, what do you think about this? I've had the opinion for a while, Mike. I wonder what you think about this. That the writing is almost all the same for everybody. So everybody that comes out and cuts a promo or says certain things, they all kind of come out with the same robotic voice about it, and it all sounds like the same character is. A lot of the same character is saying the same thing, or all the wrestlers sound like the same character. I don't know if you and there's
go ahead.
No, and that's what really I think bores everything. It sounds like
same with the wrestling.
It's like you're watching the 2K video game stories.
There's an expression that happens almost in every interview, Joe, which is tonight in this ring, and it's an expression that once upon a time Vince McMahon kind of used himself. But now, if you hear any wrestler, watch Raw or SmackDown, although I'm in Raw protest mode, but if you do watch it or when you do watch it, just count the times they say tonight, in this ring, and it's not a cool thing to say. It doesn't roll off the tongue like so much peanut butter and jelly. It's a bullet point. It's a way to keep people hooked in the program. And it's unfortunate that the wrestlers who people put a lot of stock in, like a Finn Balor, with his different characters, come over to WWE. They think they're doing the right thing for their career, and sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. But we've seen a lot of wrestlers like a Nakamura who, yes, he has the U.S. Championship right now, and yes, he's winning some matches, and yes, he got a fiddle player or whatever. But for the most part, I think a lot of people have been pretty disappointed with his main roster run, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Or Asuka. And guys, I'm not the biggest NXT fan. I'll say that. I'm not the biggest NXT fan, but it's not for a disregard, but it's like I don't want to get emotionally invested in Asuka or these other NXT wrestlers, Bobby Roode, whoever, if they're just going to get called up to Vince land and suddenly they're jobbers or they're what I call meaty-over. Instead of mediocre, I call it meaty-over. When you're over with the fans, but not with Vince or Triple H or Stephanie anymore, and people like Dolph and Nakamura and before them the Cruz Neville. Neville was the definition of mediocre. You're over with the fans, but not with the people that make the decisions. And it's unfortunate. And this crown jewel thing, as you know, I was very outraged about it. And it's unfortunate that, I mean, there's a young female, YouTuber who does wrestling stuff. She loves WWE, but I watched her video. It was heartbreaking. She almost had tears in her eyes when she's talking about this crown jewel, because as much as it pisses us off as guys, for this young African-American female YouTube wrestling fan of WWE, she's almost heartbroken and sickened that they would do this show under these circumstances with no women and so forth. So, I mean, that's the human element of when they do these shows for Crown Jewel and they sell their souls. That's why I say Triple H got a receipt. Triple H's torn pectoral muscle is a receipt from God as punishment for him doing this show and being part of it and selling out his soul for money. It's a receipt.
Oh, my God. Triple H is getting a receipt.
That's great.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Hey, dude, like, breast cancer got taken a little too seriously. He just, like, breast off.
I did a video.
It was his
on Mike Messier's Pro Wrestling Podcast. Mike Messier's Pro Wrestling Podcast. I just put it up the other day. Triple H got a receipt, and he deserves every ounce of pain that he's suffering through.
Oh my God!
Well, Vince deserves that much more than
Well, everybody takes the heat for Vince. That's history right there. Anyway, like it's always been that way.
Yeah.
I'm an angry guy, and Joe, it's like this, buddy, and it's a great panel you have tonight. what keeps us together, what keeps us watching wrestling is the camaraderie. And it's just unfortunate that social media wasn't around in the late 90s or even up till, 2005 or so, when wrestling was still pretty damn good. We could have this social media to kind of discuss. Imagine if, I do think that if we had social media more so in the Attitude Era, I don't think it would have ruined things. I think people would have really gotten off on it in a positive way.
Oh, dude. I'd be rich right now, probably. So. We'd be rich.
Oh, you would be, yeah.
This would be crazy. I mean, oh my God. I wish that, yeah. I mean, that's why when people say...
In a way, though, dude, it would have been a little harder. You mean maybe. With everything the way it is now, it would have been harder to keep kayfabe in general, and that's part of what made it special.
But the thing about it is, like, people always say to me, like, oh, you want WWE to fail, Joe, and everything. And I get, like... It's like, no, I don't. Not really, because if... I want them to all of a sudden write great stories and have better wrestling and maybe go to TV 14, I don't know, but I want stuff to be awesome. I want there to be 7 million people watching Raw. Why would I want 1 or 2 million or 3 million? Because the less people that watch Raw don't watch me. So
it has nothing to do with TV 14, honestly, because it's all back to the comedian thing. Like, it's like a comedian that can only tell dirty jokes, or like you can tell jokes cleanly, or you can just be shitty at telling them.
Well, okay. Let me
set now they're just shitty at wrestling.
Let me explain why.
You can toe a line and be controversial without swearing.
Let me explain why
it
would be better.
Good if it's organic.
But I'll explain. I'm going to explain why it's better.
Nathan said tonight too. He's dying to know what the ratings are going to be. He was talking about it on Twitter, and he said, "Ask Joe if he thinks the ratings would be crap if the Patriots game was on tonight instead of last night." Absolutely. There's so many other things that affects viewership, and
but that's not enough to.
But it is. It's a factor because people used to tune into wrestling instead of other sources.
Oh, that's
Now they're tuning out.
Yeah.
Well, dude, number one. Yeah, Mike.
I think for a time, guys, WWE Raw or WWF Raw was beating the basketball playoffs on TNT.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of times they beat Monday Night Football in the 98-99 era.
Yep, I believe so.
But not since then, right? Like,
no.
I think there's been a few times individually, once in 2002, I believe. And
okay, that would make sense. Like, closer to that time,
I don't know.
They were still hot enough to compete.
Well, dude, so, like if Raw was if it was like the Attitude Era right now, I mean, number one, I would probably be able to like go to WWE events and 2K events and things like that because I would be more positive about the product. Because 80% of what I say would probably be a positive thing about the company, and 20% would be criticism, as opposed to now where it's like 80% criticism and 20% where like I agree with what they did. So that alienates me a bit, where the company's mad that I'm not talking good about them. Road Dogg's not happy I'm not talking good. All that stuff they gave me and everything the WWE did for me, and then I still was like, well, I'm still going to give the review I think it is. I don't care. But if it had been really good right now, well, then I probably would be getting all these perks and things. So that would be better, and there would be probably 3,000 people watching me live right now instead of 1,200 or 1,000 or 900 or whatever we're left with right now. And so it would no doubt be better. I want it to be better. So that's it.
We want
Listen,
to glow and gloat about the show because it's legitimate, not because
I want to read your comments. Caption this for Raw tonight. I put up the Natalia picture with her crying and everything. I want to read your comments there in just 1 second. But real quick, I want to give Mike Messier a final word on anything here before you go, Mike.
I've just been watching WCW Sold Out 98.
Yeah.
I was watching WCW Halloween Havoc 98. This is my message for all the wrestling fans out there. You do not have to be restricted to WWE. You have other promotions to watch. You can watch MLW, Anthem Wrestling, New Japan. And get this, you don't have to be restricted to, quote, the current product, quote. There's many ways to get DVDs through many different methods of promotions that have come and gone. WCW, Jim Crockett Promotions, 83 to 86, 87. Mid-South Wrestling. You don't have to get the network to see this stuff. In fact, I encourage people to explore non-WWE network availability for old school wrestling, anything from the 80s or whatever, just because there really is good wrestling out there to watch, but sometimes you have to dig a little bit deeper and expand your mind. And if nothing else, you'll appreciate the contrast between the old stuff and what's going on today. even if you still like the stuff today better because that's what you can go to the arena and see, if you watch an old Midnight Express versus Rock and Roll Express 45-minute tag team match, or Dusty Rhodes Ric Flair match, or Magnum TA Tully Blanchard Starkey 85, you're going to know what Mike Messier digs, and that might resonate with people. Like, oh, why is this Mike Messier? You know what I mean? That's
Well,
just
it depresses me.
Well,
It depresses me.
Will blow people away.
Dude, every week when I watch that stuff, though, Jesse, it depresses me. Like, I'm like, because Mike. Well, I watch the network like
the old
Mike
school
does.
Stuff.
Yeah, and I just think, oh God, like.
Well, I think he's got a good point though, especially like people that don't like. Let's say you've just been watching the last few years, like half a decade. You really don't know what a real tag team is. Like if you don't go back and watch some of that old stuff, when a tag team actually had movesets.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, you know.
The tag teams are awful now.
It's a whole nother feel. That's so.
Yeah,
What he
the
was
tag
talking
teams
about
of today are
very
like oil and water, as where back then they combined so perfectly.
Yeah.
Create a wrestling time machine. A wrestling time machine. Put on wrestling from a different era and maybe music from a different era and create your own little, Austin Powers time machine. It's just something to do for fun.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. Mike Messier, check him out on Twitter. What are you at, Mike Messier on Twitter?
It's Mikey Messier, Angry Wrestling Fan, Truth in Advertising, and MikeMessier.com. Joe, like I said, the invite's out there, buddy. Tuesday or Friday, you can come to the station, bring Jake if you want, and we'll have you on Messier Mantra and Seekonk. So just send me a message in MikeMessier.com, and I'll book you for a talk in the studio.
I'd love to do it, man. I am going to do it, and maybe Jake will come with me. That'd be kind of cool if we could do that.
Yeah, let me know.
I definitely want to get out there to do that with you. And maybe we'll show some clips on the show, and we'll promote it and promote what you do. Of course, Mike Messier, man. I'll talk to you later, Mike. Thanks for the call.
See you, brother. See you, Jake. See you guys.
Hey,
thanks.
Thank you so much.
I love Mike, man.
Good to have you call in.
You might not always agree with Mike, but I really appreciate his opinions because he comes from a couple different angles sometimes, which I find
It's a
interesting.
passionate take he has too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Joe, I have
always
a
like
question
Mike.
for you.
Yeah.
Do you how long do you think that you're going to continue to review WWE and Raw and SmackDown's product? Do you think you're ever going to get tired of the nonsense and ever find something else, or do you think that you're going to continue on this kind of roll through the moss and the shit kind of with WWE?
It's real simple. I mean, I'm going to keep doing this as long as it feeds my family, which it does. I mean,
I think it's what built it, so why not?
Yeah, this is what I mean, dude. This show feeds my family. Which, by the way, thank you for the donations tonight. You guys keep my show going, keeping me here. So I'll tell you, if I ever leave, it's because the support went away from the listeners, or the Patreon support went away. But right now, no, I don't. This certainly not going away right at this point. But you never know. But here's something interesting I want to bring up too. I put out polls for the last few months on Twitter. Now, I used to put out polls. What did you think of Raw? Awesome, good, okay, didn't watch. Right? I put out a lot of polls like that. The answers to that poll, usually in the past, like last year and 2 years ago, a lot of times were hated Raw or it was okay. Or it was like loved it, hated it, and there was like tie on it was great and I hated it. And those were like tie. And like didn't watch was like 5 to 15%. So if I were to pull up my old polls, you would see that the most common answer in 2017 was didn't like the episode, hated the episode. It is very telling to come out and tell you that over the last 6 months, the most popular thing to write on my polls are didn't watch. It went from a fight between liking it and hating it or thinking it's mediocre, one of those three. Either liked it, hated it, or mediocre. A lot of times mediocre. It went from that to didn't watch. That is extremely telling and devastating. That is not a thing to be taken lightly. Road Dogg and other WWE officials and other WWE people out there, this is no small thing. We're talking about these polls that I would run would get back when I had a bigger Twitter before my Twitter got suspended, my old Twitter. It would get between 500 and 3,000 votes sometimes. And you could have 3,000 votes deafening. Well, I just went over and took a look at my buddy Solomonster's fucking poll. Because I didn't put one up tonight. But he did. Guess what? And he's got a different audience than me a little bit. Guess what? Thumbs up,
Damn.
15%. Thumbs down, 25%. Didn't watch, 60%. And this has been a reoccurring theme on his polls and my polls and other people's polls. Didn't
And he garners
watch.
are usually a little bit more positive.
Yes, his audience is a bit more forgiving and open-minded. Didn't watch. That is...
Damn.
I cannot explain to you, that has never happened. This has never happened before. Since in the last 6 years that I've been covering wrestling like this on YouTube and being live after every event, in the last 6 years, that poll, that has not been there. In fact, it's been there so little, I took it off the poll. I wouldn't even have didn't watch there all the time because nobody would really vote that. It would be like 5% to 10% didn't watch. In fact, NXT would get the highest didn't watch. It would get like 20 to 30% didn't watch. WWE main roster is getting like 50% or more didn't watch. That is insane. This is not good, WWE. Sarah Khan. Sarah, thank you for subbing to the channel. What's up? Guys, if you want to get your donations in, now's the time to support the show. Also, don't forget about Patreon. mypatreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Go to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. We got a bunch of shit up on there, and I'm going to read some of these clippings from the Natalia thing. So here's the Natalia post. Caption this for the Raw review tonight. Let's take a look. Ring of Scum says, when she realizes you lied about pulling out to nut on her face. Oh, my God. That is the top liked comment, I believe.
I wonder why. That's gold.
Pocket Aces said, I said swallow it. Teddy Two Stoned Heart says, it's like Tyson Kidd blew his load all over her face.
That's her brother.
No, that's her boyfriend.
When all you want your glasses back.
Did you say that's her brother, Tommy?
My bad. I thought he was. My bad.
Well, that
could see that.
probably. I mean,
Yeah, with all the Hart family relations going on there. I
yeah,
can
you know
see
that it's probably happened.
Corey McGinnis said, Brazers. That's funny. I remember my first trip to Vince's office, Patty said. I feel like that's the best one. Oh, my God. Dude, that one should have won. That one should have the most votes.
That's good shit.
Oh, my God, dude. That's fucking
funny, dude. You should actually, put that in the photo. That's great.
That's great.
Dude, that's the best one so far.
I remember my first trip to Vince's office.
Oh my God. Mike M says Raw is porno.
These women get NXT. This is what I got.
Have a picture of Vince's face staring at that diva's ass back in the day.
All for None says, Natalia, you got some white substance coming out from your lip. TX Sheepdog said the face you get after WWF's you Raw, WWE facial. When No Nut November is a failure, says KJ McKay. Hopeless Emotion Raw fucks us all every night. COB says, shaking my head, what the fuck, man? Natty out here looking like a damn fool. She needs to turn. The Chayla says the face, the Liberals tomorrow after another pasting at the polls. Oh, yeah, that's right. The midterms are coming up for everybody.
Yeah, go vote or not.
Treehouse Party says, I'm sorry, Vince, I didn't mean it. That's kind of fun. Any Vince joke seems to work. Big Merc, day after Halloween, come pumpkin dumpster. Thank you, man. That's a good reference to me. Must have been Strowman's load. Legend cut it, catch 'em all. I should be liking some of these. And what else we got? I'll do a couple more. There's something about Natalia. She didn't swallow the whole sharpshooter. Shaking my head. Somebody lost No Nut November.
Spitter semen.
Leave Brie alone. Raw gave her AIDS. Someone left cum on her face. Tyson doesn't even like busting on her. Jesus. I told you. This is so messed up. Needs the Brazers logo.
No, the winner was that that one.
That Vince one won, yeah.
Yeah, that thing won.
Some people did write Nut-talia. That's funny.
Nut-talia.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a lot of people write.
Sponsored Nut-talia.
Oh, fuck. That could be funny instead of, you could have, Nutella fucking...
I'm going with Patty, though. I remember my first trip to Vince's office.
That
one
right there
takes
is
it for
just
me
too
as well. That
fucking
was
funny.
good.
Oh, look at her! Look at the close up on her eyelashes. That was funny.
Oh God!
Can you imagine? Oh fuck that! Oh, they could really hold a load. Those things. Look at that.
Her eyelashes look like they're gonna take off into the atmosphere.
Yeah, really.
Oh, anyway, yeah, let's run through some of the other stuff real quick, and we'll get the fuck out.
Yeah, if I had eyelashes like that, I'd have fucking flown. What?
Fucking
You know,
away.
Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Something I gotta say. I think I kind of disagree about Strowman. I feel like, in my opinion,
Why are you wearing
Strowman's a good-
glasses? Can we? Why are you wearing glasses?
Oh shit.
I just, I don't know. I just felt like it.
Do you have a prescription?
No, they're the glasses that you get from the what is it? The movie theater, the 3D glasses.
They're the Harry Potter glasses, Joe.
Why the fuck are you wearing them then?
You need a giant pencil or something too.
I'm trying to look smart over here.
Are you trying to look smart? Like, why are you wearing? Aren't they hurting your eyes?
No, they're not hurting my eyes.
they're not like
there's
if
no
they were
lenses.
glasses, they would.
I popped the lenses out just so I could look smart.
So you're
All right,
wearing
if I do the Matt Foley skit, you know,
you're wearing.
I'm Matt Foley, and I am 35 years old, and I live in a van down by the river.
Matt Foley.
All right. Thanks, Tommy, for calling.
The Matt Foley skit, everybody. Not Chris Farley, the Matt Foley skit.
All you do is nothing.
You're wearing glasses you don't need.
I can't. He said Chris Farley's Matt Foley. Usually I don't give him shit for the name thing, but that's too far.
He's wearing
What if you'd have said, like someone said Harry
glasses?
Potter in the chat? What if it would have been like, I like Harry Potter?
But he's wearing glasses he doesn't need that he cut holes in. So he could just
cut holes in.
Just so he could so he could sit there and like adjust them and like keep looking like that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tommy?
I have to go back now and see the holes cut in. I didn't see that.
Oh my god, these are 3D glasses. I took the 3D part out of them so I could wear. Like, what the? Are you a fucking 5-year-old, dude? What the fuck, dude? No wonder he doesn't. I don't even know how he. A giant fucking scissor, dude. You're a fucking child. You are a goddamn child. You have an oversized pen and scissors. And
Well,
the
no, he
holes
should
cut-
have an oversized pen. He needed that for the glasses bit. Just sit there with this pen, pretend like he was writing some shit.
Oh my god,
taking
dude.
notes on Raw.
Dude,
Jake's
I
got
hope
it covered.
I hope
Jake's got
Tommy's
it covered.
I hope Tommy's Make-A-Wish comes true sometime.
Oh, there we go, Jake. You got it.
All right, run me through the rest of this. Let's get the fuck out of here. I better kill myself soon. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you, some people.
You can do that with a pen.
So after Raw went off the air, we saw Kurt Angle getting his ass kicked continually by Drew McIntyre. Dolph Ziggler joins him in the ring, and the two men went to attack the Hall of Famer, and then backup arrived. Braun Strowman came out, and the former allies were now feuding in the middle of the ring. Braun gave them both running power slams, and then McIntyre hit him with a Claymore kick. The Scottish Star was distracted and gave Strowman enough time to recover to hit another running power slam. And that's when Braun ripped his shirt off and celebrated with a sexual gaze into Kurt Angle's eyes with the Universe in Manchester. So he saved Kurt Angle from a further beating. Whoopie-doo.
Yeah, Kurt Angle looked rough, man. It was, and like that caller said earlier, man, it looks like they're going that route with it. So we'll see. You never know.
You know what makes me laugh too is that the fans, not even like the smart mark fans in Saudi, but they were upset over there with John Cena not showing up. They were genuinely displeased with him not coming, and I can understand. It is an insult for the people that are there that bought tickets. And they said that even though he's a favorite among wrestling fans, when he decided not to go to Crown Jewel, everyone felt betrayed. Every shirt had been sold out by the end of the show except for John Cena's. So all of the merchandise WWE brought over there for their tables to be sold, which had to be pre-approved, I guess, for sale, all of them were sold out except for John Cena's merchandise. I just find that to be extremely interesting, so...
Yeah, I don't know, man. His
was it because of the same reason as like Daniel, like personal reasons?
Well, his was more of a.
Oh, that was the PR thing with the
Hollywood thing, because they'll be like,
I feel like it kind of protects his gimmick too, because he's one of the first stars that people can bring up. Like, I don't know, that he's like one of their patriotic kind of gimmicks. That, you know, first one to come out if something goes big in the country or something, like something goes bad. Yeah. So like, it's almost good that he wasn't there. But
well, think about it, they even asked, like, you know, Randy Orton, like TMZ got Randy Orton, so it'd be a nightmare for Cena if he started getting questioned by all these places. Like, you went to Saudi Arabia though, and
yeah, that's kind of my point. Is with him, it would be a bigger thing.
Yeah, like The Rock, absolutely no. John Cena, no. Daniel Bryan is the one where it's like, well, you know, he got away with something. He's the one who, like, you know, really,
he's a vegan. Nobody gives a shit.
But he just didn't have the excuse. I mean, everyone did, but I mean, he's the only one that, you know, got away with it that didn't really have.
Yeah, that was great too. You gotta love that.
The other wrestlers are probably pissed. I mean, maybe at Bryan. I don't know. Although he didn't get the payday.
I know it's not a huge shocker, but it definitely is interesting for the fact that, you know, his stuff didn't sell out because they usually just, you know, they don't have the ability to always buy all the merchandise that's available. So I thought it was interesting, but hey. What else did we not cover for Raw? We talked about Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax, and Tamina embracing in a lesbian hug before they go and scissor. The bullshit with Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor, I didn't care for that at all. Like you said last week, you knew Bobby Lashley was going to win this week. They just continue to go ahead and trade wins here, back and forth and back and forth. It's boring. It does nothing for either man. It really decimates any type of push that either can garner. And especially with Lashley on, you know, this rise as a heel, with Lio Rush, it's not working if he's going to keep losing consistently, and especially if he needs Lio Rush to help him win each time. I don't know. It's just not a hit, that's for sure. And I didn't care for the way they booked Kurt Angle. They made him look just feeble and old at the end. It was bizarre. I don't know why they made him look so just inadequate, but
yeah, he did. He looked like a rundown dog tonight.
Especially when you consider we just, you know, for the main event we saw at Crown Jewel with DX and the Brothers of Destruction, Angle's in better shape, it seems, than all four of those guys combined almost. And
he's
really, it's just
Sean, man.
Only Sean. Yeah, I would say he's probably in better shape than only Sean. But again, like, they didn't let him wrestle at all. He's got to be out of it a little. We already knew he was breaking down and shit like that. So, I mean, who the fuck is subbing? Who's subbing so I can shout them out? Oh, that's Sarah Khan. Sarah Khan, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Sarah. We'll play these donations here. See what you guys are saying about this shit. If you have an opinion about tonight's Monday Night Raw, get it in there.
Addresses MON. I got everyone's fucking addresses MON.
I quit WWE. This is my update system on it, and I'm not missing a thing, and it's sad I miss.
Yeah.
The good days, hashtag make who good dadgy, and hashtag Trump does better Vince.
Sav King or 651 King, thank you for the donation. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring back my retro review so we can all hang out and watch something maybe. But you know, it's been so crazy that I've been careful with what I put on Patreon. But I think I do want to kind of bring that back. If you guys want, feel free to click that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button, stick the thumb up my ass. We got a few more things to talk about here and a few more donations that I do want to let play. And there's some stuff coming out too about some other things that we'll talk about. And I'm just going over everything real quick. The Nia Jax thing, I wasn't a fan of that. I think that's ridiculous. And that was really it.
That was it.
If Raw gave you AIDS, I'm not afraid to say. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw.
Stop being re-Tommy. Are you guys still watching Raw even though it gave Roman Reigns leukemia? Too soon?
Oh, God. D version 1. Thanks for dropping $7. Yeah, someone said it was Ligma. Someone said Ryback had Ligma the other day when Ryback was fighting with me on Twitter. I was waiting for Ryback to be like, I don't have Ligma.
You drunk you.
Dude, the best was how Ed's View schooled him.
Dude, did you see that Ryback's son Twitter earlier?
Oh, my God, no.
This is what it's like to watch Monday Night. Oh, what the hell am I staring at? What the fuck? Oh, Vince McMahon, you're killing me. Vince McMahon, this wrestling give me a disease. Oh, Monday Night Raw sucks. Oh, SmackDown Live also sucks. And oh, if they call someone up from NXT, I know they're gonna get really bad quickly. Oh, and now I wanna die. Wrestling die. I wanna die. Every Monday night.
Jason Tar.
Man, am I glad I can't watch Raw or SmackDown. Your reviews let me K or I miss nothing.
Jason Tar, man. What's up, Jason? Thank you for dropping the big $26 donation. I think that's a super chat alert, because that alert appears on both screens, but in different amounts. So thank you, Jason, for doing the higher one at $26. Thanks, man. So many people don't watch. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like I said, this is the most ever that people don't watch. It's really incredible, and it's incredibly embarrassing, I would think, for the company. And I'm looking at stuff right now. Seth Rollins drops the WWE Tag titles. Braun Strowman saves Kurt Angle after Raw, so we didn't see that, but he did it after Raw.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before, a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that's the thing that you're saying. I actually thought maybe it happened and I missed it at the end of Raw, but yeah, that was off
that
there.
was after the show had ended.
I'm like, Jesus, I missed that? I thought I turned it off. Brock Lesnar returning to Raw backstage video. I mean, none of that. Nothing is interesting tonight. Nothing is interesting.
The fact that we'll see Braun and Stephanie next week on Raw, whoopee shit. And then they were saying that the story was they wanted to tell with Strowman, not that he was supposed to look like he got squashed, but they felt like if he got any offense in, then it would have looked more like he got squashed. This was supposed to look like he just got betrayed in a sense, or
he got jumped, he got screwed.
He got jumped by Baron Corbin.
Ugh.
And I get that, but it still doesn't make it good. it's still bullshit.
Right.
Oh, well, he took, X amount of F5s and one threw him out of the ring, and it was just too much for him, and that he had to succumb to his his beating. Doesn't make it exciting or worthwhile.
Did Ronda Rousey say she was the baddest bitch on the planet tonight?
I thought so, yeah. That's
I mean, dude, her promo was great. Like, I'm the baddest bitch on the planet, and I'm a natural born killer. Like,
yeah,
dude,
she was fantastic.
Remember when people were telling me that Shinsuke couldn't say "you die"? Remember that? Like, it's like, there's now that is gone. Like, they could have done that because multiple people have made references to dying. Not to mention Seth Rollins 3 years ago. I'll kill him, John.
They have the suicide dive every fucking
suicide dive. Dude, I hate. You know what move I hate the most out of any? First of all, I think I'm gonna make a video. Top 5 moves I can't stand anymore in the WWE, and the number one is the Sling Blade. That move is a piece of shit. I hate the Sling Blade.
Which one is that?
That's just when they like kind of jump and step around them, and they
wrap around the person's throat and essentially you slam them to their back.
It looks so weak.
Oh, I think I know exactly which one you're talking about.
You know what I used to hate was another one I hated back in the day. Not back in the day, but years ago, and he still does it. I love the bulldog. When you grab a guy's head and you wrap it under your arm and you run with them and you bulldog them into the ground. Looks great. I love it. But
you have to have full control. You can't do like a hand palm.
It's Jericho. I hate Jericho's bulldog when he runs and just uses one hand and like throws them. It's like, dude, that looks so stupid. I hate that. That's the worst.
Yeah, like you're palming a basketball. God. There's no power to it.
Yeah, he's like bouncing a basketball. I hate Jericho's bulldog, but dude, more than that, that had been the thing that I hated the most. Besides like the 5-knuckle shuffle, I hate the Sling Blade. I think that move sucks.
Yeah, it's like a reverse, bulldog because you're facing up when you grab them, but you're grabbing them around the neck and just using the momentum, and it doesn't look impactful at all. There's no downside to it.
It's just such a weak move, man. It's the weirdest thing. Like
you're throwing yourself down harder than your opponent.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that move.
Now I know exactly what move you're talking about.
Nobody would do that.
I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
You would clothesline the guy. Like, I mean, at least you clothesline the guy. Don't fucking Sling Blade somebody.
What makes them not want to use traditional moves? Like, that's the thing. Like you said, Jericho's the only person I think of that does it, and I didn't even think about it because his bulldog doesn't look like a bulldog.
Where's the back body drops? I don't understand.
Yeah, nobody does the move. Like, there's a traditional move set that kind of everybody
Yeah, that every
did.
creative wrestler starts with, you know.
Yeah, and then some people would do them a little better than others, and it would kind of become their thing. But there's moves that have like completely been wiped off the map.
Can we also talk about? I know that I was in a giant fight with Ryback on Twitter yesterday, and I know some people don't care, but can somebody talk about where's the clip from Ryback from the other day, the gay comment, where he was like, basically,
I know.
He was just
dude, he made a couple of them, but yeah, I want everyone jerking off to the big guy.
Yeah, he was like, I hope everyone's jerking off to me.
How would you even stop it?
Yeah, like, why would you even stop it? Yeah, he said some really... I mean, honestly, I would say that same thing, so I thought that was kind of funny.
It was great. Like, I've been watching his tweets, and then some fucking guy, like, is pretending to be his son. That shit was hilarious.
I told him, man, I was like, dude, come on the show and fucking plug your Feed Me More shit. And, you know, his show gets 100 to 300 views on YouTube. I'm like, dude, come on my show. You'll get fucking, at least on this show tonight, you get 10,000 views. Why would he say no to that?
I think it'd be entertaining as fuck, like you and him doing something.
He thinks that by coming here, he promotes me. But he's way wrong. It promotes him. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, yeah, well, especially if you promote it ahead of time, like, people will come that are watching Raw, or that just whatever, even if they stop watching, they'll come check out a Ryback interview.
What happened to the other gay comment that was really funny?
Or even better, have him come review it.
I'm trying to find it. He deleted one of them, I believe.
He might have deleted the good one, but I have it screenshotted, so...
no, I don't think he did. I saw it, God dang, it was like late this morning for me, so that would have been early afternoon for you.
Oh, it was so funny. I screenshotted it. I was like, no, I gotta have that. That's funny. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, it was funny. There's a couple of them, and then but it was like...
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
Let me see if I'm gonna hold...
I'm trying to go back.
I'm gonna hold it up. See if the camera picks it up. How ridiculous! Here it is. How ridiculous is it to actually get mad at people for pleasuring themselves to you? Fuck! I want everyone masturbating to the big guy. How would you even stop it? Just let people be people and quit trying to force your parents' opinions on baby brain onto others. But that's the funniest part right there, where he's like, everybody masturbating to the big guy. How would you even stop it?
I wouldn't. God,
you wouldn't stop it.
See, like, this guy's personality makes me think he would be so fucking funny to have on here.
Yeah, man.
Not to make fun of him, right? Just because I think he would just be entertaining.
But all he did was tell me how he just lied about me and he thinks it's funny. And he's
yeah,
like,
I know. That sucks because it's like he has a complete different, like you said, it's like distorted in his head about what it means to even be associated with you, kind of. Like it would be helped. Yeah. And it's kind of a mutual thing if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I try to, bury the shit. I'll even apologize and blame myself if he wants. I told him that.
Well, you've made enough stuff. I watched the video you made, which was very good. It was like, 2 minutes? But it explained it very well. And if he didn't watch that, that means he doesn't want to bury it.
Well, let's go back to my, real quick, let's go back to my Patreon clip, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Lots of exclusive content up there, as always.
I'm going to up my shit because I want to watch the Morning Madnesses.
Yeah, I'll just hit you with the... I'll pay for your fucking shit for you. There should be a fucking free pass ability or something.
See, dude, that's how good it is. You guys is like, I'm over here going like, I'm gonna up my shit because I want to fucking. I mean, like, I watch the shit that I get for the two, but I want the next tier.
I told Marz clipped the parts from the show the other day. We got JD trash talking me. I played that so we could laugh at it. We talked about Justin Bailey and then
shit bomb.
All kinds of shit.
Super kick, sling blade, suicide dive. I despise the underhand punch that Kane and Roman does. That punch or chop or whatever the shit is made Roman look so weak. Look back.
Well,
all the greats have a good punch.
I always liked the Undertaker's chop, D, because the Undertaker kind of winds up and then like he just fucking slaps his own arm and hits him in the throat. It looks like when he'd hit them in the throat, he'd be like, oh, and he'd be like,
Kane's looks good when it's sold right too.
Right. And so that one doesn't bother me as much. But yeah, all that other stuff, D, that you said, I'm down. I'm fucking garbage. But yeah, let's hear what JD thinks about my show. And then we'll hear about Justin Bailey a little bit. You can download this on Patreon. There's tons of other clips. Morning Madness, over 100 episodes of Morning Madness. I'll have one out tomorrow morning. Corrupted podcast is up if you missed it. Episode 72 is up. You get tons of alerts. You can follow me on Patreon for free even, and you get a bunch of alerts and some free stuff. But if you're a $5 patron, you get 30 hours of content a month that you can download on your mobile device, tablet, desktop. Just play it, whatever. It's a bunch of podcast stuff from me that will keep you hopefully entertained on top of all the YouTube free stuff.
Not even listening to it. Not even listening to it, folks. What's going to happen first? Joe getting a house for his kids and his wife, or the fact that he's going to get 100,000 subscribers? Which is going to come first? Probably.
He did say fact. That's the best part about it. He said the fact.
Which is going to come first? Probably neither. What an asshole.
Yeah, but he said the fact. He said the fact that I'm going to get 100,000 subs. So he knows for a fact it's happening. He admitted it there.
Not even listening to it. Not even listening to it, folks. What's going to happen first? Joe getting a house for his kids and his wife, or the fact that he's going to get 100,000 subscribers? Which
I love that he said that. Great.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't give a fuck. Probably
put you over without even
he is a fail.
Off, Jerry.
Douchebag. Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Tuesday, bruh. I see
that one spot yet.
I literally.
Okay, but hold on a second though. I mean,
hey, Cameron Spencer, thank you for subbing to the channel. Cameron, what's up? What's up, brah?
Like the guy either, but in
Right.
all fairness, you like he's reacting to
No,
you.
I agree with him doing it. I don't have a problem. I think he's right. I was shitting all over him, you know, and the only people that really shit on me were his fans, you know. So I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't blame him for doing it.
No, Joe, I would have done the same thing. To be honest with you, man. I mean,
Could you imagine?
If I listened to your show, and I would have done the same thing. You know.
Here's a little bit more of it over here.
Oh, JB's the first person that's ever called me creepy. I've never been called creepy before. I've been called scary.
Yeah. You ever seen a guy cry over a baseball game? Oh God,
dude, I questioned him on that on Twitter. I was like, dude, you were tweeting out every.
Yeah, we were on Marz's channel the other day, and we were having a big conversation. So it was hours of it. So I just clipped a little bit of it. Told Marz my moments I wanted up, but there was also a moment where Ken fought with Coop, which was really funny.
Like,
this was funny.
An old school cassette.
I mean, he was a great part of Monetize This, and
wow, that's not what I was talking about. That's it. So you've taken multiple shots.
Show me where the fuck I've said that.
That's not what he said earlier to me. That's a different.
Show me where I said that before.
Let's not get off topic here. Let's not get off topic.
How much shit do you talk about Coop?
Where did I say that? Coop the fucking comedian, you deadbeat fuck. Go smoke a you fucking pot-headed fuck. You sit there complaining. You sit there fucking complaining. You don't make enough money. Oh, I'm gonna need more money if you want.
Oh man, those are just three of my favorite. Some of my favorite moments that I wanted to put up my reactions to things, and then his was kind of funny there. But it's a whole bunch more. We'll talk more about that when we have Marz on the channel. We'll have Marz on the show during this week probably. Me, Marz, and maybe Jesse will be there, and then maybe even Scott.
I love Marz, man.
We'll get the whole crew, and we'll talk about it.
I tell him always, talk more. You're entertaining, goddammit.
No, that's
more.
exactly, dude. I was telling him today, like he's great on. He's like one of the first people I think of when we don't have somebody or we need an extra spot for the show. I'm like, well, let's see if Marz can do it.
Yeah,
he's fucking great.
I got to
He
shout
always
out them.
delivers.
Man, Young and Marz and everybody that had me on. I mean, I originally called because I was mad at them because they were talking about Himmelgod and all this other shit, and we were like, what the fuck, you know? Like me and Ken jumped over there to be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? But you know, I ended up you know what I did? I ended up shit talking. Because the whole thing was like it's supposed to be a shit talk shock thing, so I just went in there and just started shit talking everything, like just on purpose, just because like that was the whole idea of the show. So like I went in there like making up stories like about like JB's mad because his wife has sex with the neighbor, somebody I have video of somebody killing somebody and they never got in trouble for it. I was just saying making up shit, saying stuff. Like, because that was the whole idea of the show, so I went overboard. But then I was getting messages from all these people that I had been talking about, like, "Why'd you say this?" And I'm like, "Dude, I was kidding.
Be a joke.
I was like, they were really telling truths and things like that, but I was like mostly just spamming dumb
around.
Yeah, making fun of the whole thing. Anyway, it's all up on Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, and Corrupted Podcast 72, as I said, and we'll have more tomorrow. Anything, Cameron, thanks for subbing to the channel. Anything left from Raw tonight, Jake, or anybody that you guys want to mention before I say my last
Nothing
deal?
from Raw. I mean, I was going to talk about it more out of nowhere, but Matt Hardy, came back to the ring this weekend, wrestled for a bit, so that was cool to see.
I saw that he came back. I didn't know he wrestled, though. I didn't know he actually
he
physically...
actually got in the ring and wrestled, in the overseas tour. And he said, I never said I was retiring. I just said I had to go home for a bit, and that's what I did. I had to heal up on some injuries.
Super Jet.
So.
Oh, the night where Scott or Young hung up on me.
Yes, Sav King. I believe that was that night, man. I believe that was the other night. Man.
Ken Shamrock's also coming back into the wrestling ring.
Really?
So he'll be there at Battle Championship Wrestling Friday, November 30th, I think it is. Yeah.
Have you seen what he looks like, man? He looks creepy as hell.
Yeah.
I like Ken Shamrock, but yeah, he looks...
I was... He's a hell of an interview if you can ever get him, dude. He's good. The ones I've listened to.
We tried to get Ken Shamrock on this show for like multiple times. Bailey really...
I even emailed him, yeah.
Yeah, Bailey reached out to him a bunch, couldn't get him. I reached out to him. I don't know,
The ones who are always picky about doing them, like Godfather, Gangrel, like they're always the best interviews, probably,
They probably know
Yeah,
it.
the ones that have a ton of road stories and knew everybody. They weren't always front and center limelight-wise, but they were involved in everything.
Right.
Because they have bits of everybody.
Whatever you say, brah. Dude, I gotta fucking clip that. Where's that fucking sound clip? Because that is so fucking funny.
When I heard that, because that was sent to me immediately after it happened.
Let me clip
When
that.
I heard that, I died.
Should I put the whole thing in or like just the bra? Like, I don't know.
Just a bra. That's.
I feel like it's too short.
Bra.
Let me see. Let's try it. Ready?
Say have them both for different reasons.
Not even listening to me either.
Dude.
I hate that fucking guy.
Fuck off, Jerry.
Bag.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Tuesday, bruh. I'll see you later on Tuesday.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh. Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
I got a raid on Tuesday.
Listen,
I want an apology.
which one's gonna come
if you said that
first?
to me, I'd be like, "What the fuck do you mean?" Like,
Anyway, I'm not even listening to it. Not even listening to it. Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Even though I just played the whole thing. I played the whole clip, but I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, you know what? I got more patrons than you. How about that? Who's the failure now? I got live brother. I got my Recon, bruh.
Go threaten to kill
Recon,
yourself
bruh.
somewhere for goddamn sympathy.
Let me tell you something. Anybody out there in the chat, if you haven't become one of my patrons yet, become one of my patrons. 30
You're
hours.
missing out.
30 hours of bonus content. I need your help.
That's good, guys.
I need your help, number one. Number two, you're going to get 30 hours of bonus content. You're going to get real shit over there. You're going to get long podcasts, little podcasts, songs, clips.
Yeah, like, dude, the
all kinds of
$2
shit.
one is like immensely worth it, and like I'm ready to go to the $5 or higher now because I'm like, I want more shit that he's doing that I can't get. So I'm like, fuck.
Okay,
You know,
brah.
so it's good.
me
It's
see.
good, guys. Tell me, like I don't fuck around.
Let's try just the
So
bra.
much
Try just the bra.
It really is.
It is funny. It is funny. Oh my god, dude. Let me try to fucking brah.
Bruh.
Oh, the
Bruh. Wait, let's see.
Bruh.
It took a second, then it hit me again. I'm like, wow.
Oh my god.
Like,
Oh,
you
I
could
forgot to
see
say it on the air
and
before.
everything.
But happy birthday to Kara. So happy birthday.
Oh right. Oh my god. I didn't send her a. This morning I was talking to Leah about it, and then I didn't even send her a fucking Facebook message. Happy birthday to Kara. Is she in the chat?
She wasn't here before. I don't know if she's still here, but
Happy birthday, fucking Kara. Is she 21 yet? I think she's 20. I think she turned
she's
20.
Yeah, I think she turned 20 today. So well,
It's too
yesterday
bad.
now, but
If she was 21, I'd be like, well,
yeah,
it's drink time. I'm sorry. I wish it was 21. Happy birthday to Kara.
don't rush it.
Well,
Yeah, that's
The older you get, you're like shit.
yeah.
yeah, you're like, whoops.
Miss the yesterday. You know, it's bad when you look at pictures and you're like, oh god, I look so fat in that picture. I hate it. Then 5 years from now, you're
Yeah.
like,
I'd
oh
kill
my
to
god,
be
I wish
that.
I was just that fat, or I wish I was just
Bra
that.
plus
that
whale
old.
plus OH my buns PLC.
Look at Sav King. He's like, do bra plus whale plus my buns.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Oh, and DJ M3, happy birthday to you as well, DJ.
Oh yeah.
Oh, DJ M3, what's
I
up,
love
bro?
fucking
Happy birthday.
Scorpions, dude. They're my favorite.
Why don't you celebrate your birthday, brah?
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Oh, you could do it a couple ways. You could just be Recon, brah.
Oh my
I
god!
just
Oh,
wanna hear him be like,
I got a
"I
better
did the
clip of
push,
that. You know what? It's bothering me that that clip sounds so like horrible. I've got a better clip of that. Hold on a second. Let me pull the better clip of that. Here it is. I got the better clip of that. It's right here. The news we're hearing.
Not even listening to it. Which is gonna come first? Probably. I don't give a fuck. Probably neither, because he is a failure. Let's beast with Recon, bruh. That's all I'm gonna say.
Probably neither.
I gotta grab
Sounds
fail.
like an evil Batman villain from the animated series.
I gotta grab failure. That was a good one too.
Failure.
Dude. Oh my god, dude. I fucking didn't hear that one before.
Let's be.
There's so many clips. There's so many clips, dude. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna have a fucking soundboard of this.
Now that you played the whole thing again, I'm like, wow, that whole thing, like, as a sentence is just it's gibberish.
Dude, I gotta fucking. Oh my god. JD, you're.
The gay Riddler.
Oh my god, dude, he did this.
I love JD, though. He's funny.
Oh, do you love him? Jesus.
No, I don't know, dude. I think this shit's gold. It's kind of like, what the fuck?
Well, you're fired. I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
Let's try this. Hold on.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
That's better.
How can you not fucking like that's gold?
I feel like there's too much like in between the bruh, like. But
if he was selling soundboards and it was just shit like that, like, tell me you wouldn't be, you know.
Let's see. Ready?
Let's, bruh.
Let's see if we can get.
Oh, you could do. Oh god, you play with that so many ways.
Let's beast, bruh.
I want like let's beast, bruh.
It's trying to.
Let's beast with Recon.
Let's see.
Let's beast with him, bruh. Let's beast with him, bruh.
Sounds like he's trying to say a word.
Yeah.
Let's beast, bruh.
Nightbot's having a field day.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
She always does that, cunt.
Let's see here.
I don't know why I assume it's female.
Well, everybody, yeah, it's just always.
Nightbot's a cunt.
That's perfect right there. See that? Oh no, I just fucked up. I'm working on it. You guys, you got to sign up on Patreon, though. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get on over there. Give me some support. Let's show the world who hates the fact that we have so many supporters on Patreon and hates that you guys support the show with donations. Let's show the world that, fuck them, you know? Bruh.
Well, people don't like success.
I don't know. I know. Some people don't. I don't know. Doesn't bother them.
Success, I mean.
Dude, I used to have no success, and I saw other people having it, and I used to think, man, why don't I do that? Then I went out, and you know what I did? I did it. Just go out and do it. If you want it, go out and do it. You can get it. It might take you a while to figure it out. It took me 12 years. It took me 12 years to figure out YouTube. Like, I didn't know, like, seriously.
And then YouTube can't even figure itself out now.
I mean, I still haven't figured it out, but it's like, it's just keep going, man. Let's see what this is.
Let's beast with him, bruh.
There's so much shit, bro.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
This kills me.
She's moist to me, bruh.
Oh my god. This is so fucking funny.
Let's hit the club, bruh.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Last week's Raw was a total shit show, so I think we gave it, what, like a 2.5 or a 3 last week? I was trying to think and go
Yeah,
back.
I'd probably give tonight a 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
it was like 3.5. It wasn't much better.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
They're trying.
Like, I didn't feel upset at the night, though, and I wonder if I think the crowd had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, the crowd, you know, saved the show on some levels, made it interesting.
Yeah, well, the crowd was into it.
As
so.
the segments, but
623. I tried to take your call. Call back if you like.
They're trying in certain segments.
I won't show your number.
Hit or miss.
Me and the wife are looking to get into a cheaper place to ease our budget. When we do, I promise I'm going to replace that $25 Patron us hat who bounced. I promise I'd never leave because of a simple question. So pip pip cheerio. Much love, Joe.
Hey, man, Beef Roller, what's
That's
been up,
good
man?
shit.
Thank you, dude. It's good to hear from you, man. And, yeah, shout out to you and the $25 patronage and when you come back and whatever, man. I love you. And anybody who becomes a $25 patron or above, make sure you remind me to put you in the producer credit. And anybody who's done 3K over on the show over the last year or two, I've also given the production credit to in the description box down below because obviously you make the show go. So the producer clip credits are there. And let's see what this all sounds like here. Now that I've got it all fucking synced up.
Yeah. Bruh. Let's beast with Recon, bruh. Yeah.
I gotta get the whole one though. The whole fucking the whole failure.
Let's beast with Recon.
No, that's not the best part. I fucking love. I do. You know what? I do love him. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I love JD. Fuck it.
Jesse, you're rehired.
Yeah, right.
Let's beast.
And promoted. And promoted.
And promoted.
Man, this is too funny.
You get a handicap
Not
spot
even
now?
listening to it. Not
that, you gotta
who's gonna
walk.
come first? Probably.
Where is it? Where?
I was gonna say you get the handicap spot, but somebody's
Because
parked in
he
it.
is a fail. Yeah.
Joe's just parked in that fucking thing every time.
Some guy with his convertible.
This is the best right here.
Because he is a fail. Yeah.
He goes goat at the end. It's great.
Fail. Yeah.
Well, if you put the right GIF on that,
That is awesome. That is so funny.
Fail. Yeah.
See, I don't know.
Oh
It's
my
hard
God.
to. I don't know. I was gonna say he'd have no beef with anybody if he would just learn to laugh at shit like the stuff you just did.
I know.
He'd have a hard time laughing at that, and it's just somebody in the room's got to make.
I laugh
everybody
at myself all the time, man. I'm a mess. I
mean, it's not as long as it's not going personal and shit. It's just literally taking a sound clip, which is funny. I mean that shit Tommy did with shit's legendary.
Fail.
I'm gonna fucking die, dude. I'm gonna fucking die. Oh
I love
my
how you
God.
didn't catch it before. Now that you have, it's like this golden elixir that you've come across.
Oh my God, dude.
Drink you, my child.
Yeah, I'm drinking my child.
Oh my God. Hold on. Here it is. Let's see if we got it. Let's see if this works.
The chat. Oh, sorry.
The chat's hot. Here it is.
Fail. Let's beast with Recon. Let's beast. Fail. Fail.
I'm a fail. Yeah. I'm a failure. Yeah, I'm a failure.
Fail.
I'm a Probably get a better song, but that's yeah, man, it's fucking funny.
It's just funny regardless.
Oh, this is it right here.
Fail. Let's beast. Let's beast with Recon,
I'm a failure.
Let's be.
Oh god, I don't know. That shit fucking kills me though. Where's fucking Tommy's actually? Where's his? Oh yeah.
All you do is nothing.
That's the breakdown.
That's a breakdown. That's the bridge right
Failure. Let's be.
Oh man, that doesn't work, but it's funny. Let's see. I gotta find one that's good. You know when you find the right one, it's just like, oh, it's like magic when you find it. Yeah, when you find the right one, it's like,
Give me a hell yeah!
It's my B-Day, brah. And I'm giving you a couple dollars, brah.
Oh man.
Fuck it, brah. It's called I Love You Guys. Jake, I'm pushing for you to be MT champ real soon, brah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck raw, didn't see it, couldn't care less.
Brah.
Brah. McKinnon Alien song is my wake up alarm.
Oh my god. Thanks,
That's a way
brah.
to wake up.
Thanks, brah.
Brah.
Damn, DJ. Always appreciated. Happy
Dude.
birthday. Live
Thank
it
you,
up.
man.
Brah.
Thank you, brah.
Brah. Let's be. Brah. Failure. Let's be. Failure. Let's be. Failure. Let's be.
I don't know, dude. I could sit here all day looking for the fucking right thing. When I find it, I'm gonna have some fun. Where's some fucking... How about this? There's something wrong with me, dude. At this point, there's just something wrong with me.
Oh, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Let's be.
Let's be.
Be the macho man.
Let's be. Let's beast with recon, Let's beast. Let's beast.
Fucking what is wrong? Guys, thanks for listening tonight. I had a lot of fun. I don't know if you did. DJ M3, happy birthday. Hope you guys have fun. Hope you guys have a nice night. Hit me up on Twitter on my new account. Of course, I'm banned for life on most Twitters. It's at CorruptedPod. There it is right there. Follow me on Twitter at CorruptedPod. I'll talk to you tonight, maybe. I'll certainly talk to you on Patreon tonight. I'll be on Patreon. I'll be recording Morning Madness as well, my podcast. I'll talk about this, some other situations, some other things going on, wrestling. Sean's view is starting to snap. He's starting to lose his fucking mind, but that's okay. He's kind of rebuilding back up his fan base a little bit. I think that's kind of nice for his ass. Sean's view said JD called the cops on him. It's really weird. Sean says that he called the cops on him, and they're like fighting with each other as always. I mean, everybody's fighting with everybody. I don't know. I love the both of them. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. It's funny to fuck around, but I really do. Congratulations, man. Congratulations to Sean on, I think, establishing a new audience a little bit. It's still really bad over there, but he's garnering up a little bit of a crew, which I think is pretty good for him to get back at it, for his mental health and shit like that. And, for the Mustang man to hit 100K, man, congratulations to him in all honesty. He does a lot of work. Wish he'd keep things in perspective, but fuck it, man. I love you. Love you guys. Everything's good. It's all a good time. We'll see you tomorrow for the SmackDown review live right here on the Joe Cronin Show. And, Jesus, I'm going to throw up. I got fucking acid reflux. Make sure you guys watch State of the WWE episode 109. I put it out yesterday. Yesterday? I think I did yesterday. It's like it's like 30 or 40 minutes or something. Maybe 30. It's pretty good. Go listen to it if you missed it. And that's it. I think we're done.
Bruh.
I'll see you later.
Bruh.
All you do is nothing.
Bruh.
I love you guys. Goodbye. My name is Joe Cronin. This is the Joe Cronin Show. And are you ready? Come on over to Patreon, guys.
Become a member of the Cronin Club by going to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get 8 hours of bonus content a week not seen on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like the controversial stuff, but I am free to do what I want to do on Patreon. They won't be taking down these videos, so get the following for just $5 a month. Access to polls, the Corrupted podcast, every week featuring myself, Ken, and just 5 days a week. The ability to download all audio to save your data plan. Episodes of Monetize This, uploaded in audio form. All of my audio song parodies available for download and listenability on the Patreon app. Direct contact with me, the community, on your PC or the Patreon mobile app. All this and so much more available on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Join the Cronin Club today.
The club is calling. Cronin Club.
You guys can also go to the Cronin Club on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show and see all the new stuff. Some of the schedules on this commercial have changed a little bit. The tiers are a little bit different. There's also some new perks that are up there as well. So look for that. Hit up Jesse J on Twitter at JesseJJCS. If you want to talk to Jesse, he's already done some sessions with some of the audience and some of you guys and helped out and had some good conversations. So hit him up for, just to inquire about it or for pricing and stuff like that. But, just hit him up on Twitter at JesseJCS. I'm sorry, JesseJJCS on Twitter. What the hell am I trying to say? Jake is at Countdown Ended on Twitter, at Countdown Ended. And you can go hear my whole YWC diss track that I put up in the music session. That's just for fun. It's up there if you want to listen. And we're getting the fuck out of here. Goodbye. I'm really leaving this time. I just don't want to leave you guys. Hit that like button on the way out if you want. See you later. See you tomorrow. See you in hell.